attacking molest every other believer. And there's a lot of...
You will have 10 minutes on my mark. 10 minutes on my mark.
And Joey Athlete's gone away for quite a while. And, man, something very strange happened. Yeah, excuse me for getting a little emotional.
Okay. There's no special stuff tonight, is there? Okay. And you got the live read book, or John does?
So they are now every time you do scores, we get you scores.
Oh, okay.
Scoreboard update brought to you by Holding Realtors, and we'll just start writing them. And
you feel like you're what, Gene?
It's the best thing I can come up with.
Yeah.
They wanted something more.
Oh, the rocky soil.
Caldwell Banker had the halftime report, so they wanted
Gene,
something. So
I just wanted to
How the heck are you going to get a
there was
score?
a guy who I like a lot.
Well, we don't do that too often, you know that.
Wanted to believe and was
That's fine, Kev.
believe, and he was rocky soil too.
That's right.
And so I would just say, don't despair. If it's moving your heart, it means that God's calling you and you want to come. And so just keep praying for the grace to return to Him. Keep praying for the grace to open your life up. I encourage you to pray, to read the Word of God, to read the Scriptures. The guy I'm talking about, Augustine, became a believer and finally was able to get over the hump and change his life because God's grace came to him through the Word that he was reading, the letters of St. Paul. So anyway, I encourage you to keep pursuing Him. He will help you break through. I could see that it's just about to happen. Really, I just can hear it in your voice.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for taking my call, and I appreciate it.
Hey, keep in touch,
welcome,
man.
Gene. You can be sure that we and thousands and thousands of listeners right now, Gene, are going to be having you in their prayers. God has certainly got a plan for you, and I think, as Marcellino said, it sounds like it's kind of like the seedling Marcellino, in the spring. It's just about to kind of pop up through the frost, perhaps there. So great to hear from Gene on the program today. Real quickly, let's go to Mike in Canton, Connecticut. Mike, listening on Sirius Channel 130. Mike, got about 2 or 3 minutes, so try and summarize your question if you can, please.
I will be succinct if I can. I grew up in a Roman Catholic family in upstate New York. Went to church every Sunday, went to Sunday school, left the church when I was in college, primarily because I started reading the Bible, and I'm now in my late 50s. And I have read a lot of the Bible over the years, and I don't believe that the Bible is the Word of God, it is the Word of men. Jesus never wrote anything down in the Bible. It's written by other people. Paul wrote many books of the Bible, including Acts, where Aeneas and Sapphira are cited, and they're executed because they lied to the church about the tithing. There's things in Deuteronomy where you're instructed to kill people who try to make you believe in another God. I can't accept the Bible as the Word of God. There's too many things in there that don't make sense and don't sound.
All right, Mike, hold on right there. I'm sure Marcellino has the gist of it. I hate to interrupt you. I just want to give a chance for a response here. About 90 seconds or so, Marcellino.
Okay, thanks. Well, I think, Mike, you're absolutely right that the Bible is the word of men. But it's also the Word of God in the words of men, the weak words of weak men, empowered by the Spirit. And I'll just say that the problems that you struggle with, for example, some of the violence in the Old Testament, some things even in the New Testament, like you mentioned Ananias and Sapphira's story in Acts. There's people have struggled with those things for 2,000 years, so you're not the first one to experience those struggles. I would just say that God's Word is clearly resounding through the Scriptures if you listen. And that's a beautiful thing about the Catholic Church is, I think the Catholic Church's tradition, one of the things that we teach is that the native habitat for...
Coming up on 6 minutes, guys. Coming up on 6 minutes.
To read them and make sense of them, really, is within the life of the Church. You can't just read them as literature and really understand them, I think, and catch the story, the continuity of the story. One thing I would just say is this is a great resource.
I sound like I'm working.
Coming up on 6 minutes.
Test.
Guys.
Very good. You're good. Yeah.
Hello, Kevin Kenny.
Yeah, it was traffic.
And
Traffic's beautiful.
Traffic from Delhi was like it normally is.
series that I think really helps you make sense of
Nothing.
and see the red running through it, and see the truth running through it.
I could have used the tank to get here quicker.
Oh, really?
To be read in the Bible as being ridiculous or unworthy of God. And it wasn't until he heard Ambrose, a bishop, explain them spiritually that he could make sense of them. He heard them explained in a way that made sense and that was meaningful. And I just think that that's what the church tradition can do to help you understand and make sense out of the scriptures.
Check.
Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. Test 1 2.
Marcellino as well.
Testing 1 2.
Website,
Hello. Yeah, that sounds not so hot.
Through there, or Marcellino.
Kevin, is it on the board coming through clean and clear?
That is correct.
All
Find
right.
him on Facebook and Twitter.
Hopefully we won't have any echoes this week, Kevin.
Time with him there.
Hopefully we won't.
That is a
That's your number one goal, right?
200 folks.
Always 5-minute mark.
Gets me,
thank you.
Marcellino,
Gets me all
great job
flustered.
As always, wish we had more time.
Hey, Mark, just a FYI for post game.
Yep.
I have the music beds. Each bed is 2 minutes long, so you got 2 minutes once you hear the music to wrap up.
Okay.
You may
Sounds
start
great.
calling right now. 888-318-7884. Good time to mention as we end this hour that you may have young loved ones heading back to a high school or a college or university campus, and it is a minefield out there, especially when it comes to
Hey, Sean,
moral issues, chastity,
since Phil's
purity,
not
things
here,
like
you
that.
gotta start
the
letting them
Catholic
out.
Answers sale on items
Toxic
related
waste,
to
if
that
you know what I
chastity
mean,
and parenting
fill in
resources
for.
continues right now for yet a limited time, 10 to 50% off, even more for a limited time. It's the back to
I was like,
school
just stand
sale.
back behind her. Oh, no.
Details online at the world's most popular Catholic website, Catholic.com. I'm Jerry Usher in for Patrick Coffin, coming back in a minute with hour number 2.
In other words, you're telling me somebody light a match?
Radio. This is the EWTN Global
That is it.
Radio Network.
And this Marion Franklin was a Division 3
D3,
team.
yeah.
Of course, they had, what, about 5 turnovers?
On Life on the
Yeah, they
Join
had.
Doug and Father Mark, Mary Christina as they welcome Catholic musician Kara Klein to the show. She'll discuss the importance of evangelizing our youth through the gift of music. That's on the next Life on the Rock here on EWTN.
Hi, this is Barbara McWiggin. Thanks
team.
for listening to the EWTN Global Catholic Radio Network.
And they lost 26-7. I'll just put this here.
The Center for Holocaust and Humanity Education has honored the Summit Country Day
I brought one, yeah,
Voice
thanks.
for Humanity. To get the full story, click the Catholic Beat logo on sacredradio.com.
Estate matters, probate, and wills can be confusing. Attorney Timothy Deerdorf is there to help. Personal service with delivered results. Timothy Deerdorf is a proud supporter of Sacred Heart Radio. On the web at deerdorflaw.com. That's deerdorflaw.com.
Coming straight from the heart, Sacred Heart Radio's autumn newsletter. In this edition, Father Kyle Schnippel writes that as the year of faith is winding down, the fruits harvested during this year will nourish us in ways we can't even imagine.
Also, sacredheartradio.com has been redesigned, including many upgrades that'll make it interactive and easier to navigate.
The FM power increase has begun. Read about the step-by-step process and see the new coverage map. And there's the broadcast schedule for Elder football game.
He's in! Touchdown, Elder!
And check out the photos from the Feast of the Sacred Heart Mass at St. Gertrude.
What can happen in just 2 minutes? Anna Mitchell writes about the power of the parish visit.
We go behind the mic with Steve Delata, Sacred Heart Radio's new Director of Underwriting Sales.
There's the updated program schedule and more.
To receive the newsletter, call 513-731-7740.
Or visit sacredheartradio.com and click Newsletter Sign Up. Support for Sacred Heart Radio is from Coleraine RV, the Tri-State's premier provider of RV sales, service, parts, and accessories. Family owned and operated since 1968, Coleraine RV offers Jayco trailers and fifth wheels, and all major lines of campers, motorhomes, and more, with on-location service after the sale. Open every day but Sunday. Conveniently located off of I-275 at the Coleraine exit. For information, 800-332-4270. Online at colerainrv.com. That's colerainrv.com.
Central Fabricators, proud supporters of Sacred Heart Radio.
It's been a while. I don't know if it's ever happened, and I'm still looking to see if Elder's ever had a sophomore start at the quarterback position. So that's the dilemma. Both of these guys are qualified. Nick Peters comes in at 6 foot even. Peyton Ramsey comes in at 6'2", so he's got a couple inches of height. But the leadership is what it's all about, right? And Peyton last week threw a 37-yard touchdown pass to Andrew Sportsman, and we're going to have that hook up a lot this year. Either Nick or Peyton's going to do that. So that will play itself out, and we're going to have faith, of course, in the leadership and the coaching staff with Elder. But just think, Mark, the potential. I mean, last week we hardly even mentioned Devin Pike, 6'5", going to the University of Louisville as a tight end, and they haven't. I think they were very vanilla last week. Yeah. On purpose, right? Because I don't think they wanted to showcase anything to the St. X's or to any future opponent, and they wanted to keep it vanilla and let that play out and get the win and move on.
Well, there was a couple of names that jumped off defensively, and one guy, Kyle Orloff, with 9 tackles. He played very well, and then when you saw the films, not only did he play well, I know he picked up the fumble that basically stopped the drive where Middletown was getting the momentum to potentially take the lead, and Kyle got that, so he's a name to watch. And another guy on film that really jumped out was Joe Schroer. And you talk about sophomore starting at quarterback. How often do you see a defensive lineman who's a sophomore start? Joe did very well. He's young, he's learning, the game is moving at him a lot faster than he's used to, but Joe was very impressive and a guy that we're going to watch. And, Tony Mazza, another great bunch of tackles last week. I mean, the defense was really, really solid and on both sides of on the line and in the DB. So they played very, very well against a very athletic team. They not only had strong running backs, but, they had to deal with that. They had the quick, small guys, but they had some huge tailbacks in the backfield. So they really had the balance that they needed, and they were very successful.
Doug was quoted after the game about saying a holding penalty here, a third down that we missed on there. There were a lot of opportunities that they left on the field, and I think from a coaching standpoint, though, Mark, that just gives the coaches more attention for the players, because the players left that game thinking, okay, there was a lot to correct and a lot to work on. It was a steady game. The defense played outstanding, but Doug said, and he was quoting, that they left a lot of points on the field. And so that's great, though, going into practice on the second week, as opposed to them winning 35-0 and the players maybe getting big heads. I don't think that's going to ever happen with this team based on what Phil Bengal was telling me. This is a good bunch of kids from sophomores all the way up to seniors, but it was one of those games where you felt comfortable, but at the end it came down to a play that the other defense made. And what about Chris Schroer? He's averaging 5 yards a carry, Mark. Last week, 173 yards, yes. 173 yards rushing on 33 carries, so that's a 5-yard average. And I think that's exactly the MO that they used last week, they used last year, and why not continue it tonight?
Yeah, I think that tonight's going to be one of those games where what Doug feels Upper Arlington is going to try to do is crowd the box. They're going to try to force the pass. And what we saw last week with Andrew Sportsman is one of those situations where there were just some plays where him and Andrew Cipriani just missed catching some balls. So the DBs for Middletown were very, very athletic and made some miraculous stops. I mean, you're talking just, it's a game of inches, and it just was just out of the reach of, or just in the reach of the DB and knocked him down. So I'm looking at Andrew Sportsman, a guy that's got blazing speed. I know Phil Bengal was talking, one of his good friends is the head track coach, and there was a LaSalle player that had the sprinting record for the GCL, and Andrew Sportsman was like a half second or 1/10 of a second behind him from the record. So the guy's got blazing speed. He's not a big, tall guy, but he's blazingly fast. So that's a name we're going to look at tonight as well. So if they try to stop Chris Schroer, there could be some lot of fireworks with the wide receiver core.
No doubt, and I think that's exactly what they're going to try to do, spread it out a little bit, open it up so the linebackers don't cheat inside the box, once they get it opened up, Mark, then they can kind of student body right, student body left with push roar, and see what happens.
And before we take our first time out, I'd be remiss if I didn't say, well, it's different being up in the press box without Denny Wright on the PA. Was here for 40 years. And speaking of the double, he's right behind me. Denny Wright was here for 40 years and gave up, but it's still in his blood, so he showed up here tonight. But Andy Bax, I told him this is the first year, 40 years for him. So I don't know if Denny's, I don't know if Andy's got the stamina in that. But Denny feels probably, here, see if we can get, can you pop that one on there? Denny, you on there?
I think so.
There we go.
Mark, good to see you
again. Good to see you too, Denny. Surprised to see you. You can't get out of your system.
Well, I can't.
You can relax, though, tonight.
I told John before, I said, I've been here for about an hour, and I'm having so much fun just socializing. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, other times you'd be ready and be geared up trying to do the game and get the information and get prepared to do the game. Now all I got to do is just socialize and then disrupt everybody else from doing their stuff.
And hopping on the radio and all that. So, Denny, you've done NKU with John Kirtley and all that. So I know we're ready to take a commercial break, but thanks for stopping by.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
Congratulations. Like I said, Denny Wright, the PA voice for 40 years, and he's no longer doing it. So we're going to take our
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're going to take our first time out. When we come back, we're going to look at this game in depth on the Elder Spirit Store pregame show on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
The latest and greatest designs in Elder Spirit wear can be found at the Elder Spirit Store.
Is that echo gone?
They're in the front of the pit. Purple and white is always in fashion at the Spirit Store. Great-looking jacket, sweatshirt.
Is the echo gone, guys?
Gifts from jewelry to backpacks, seat cushions to wall decals. Best of all, the proceeds benefit the Men of Elder. The Spirit Store is open Sundays from 10:30 to 1 p.m. Tuesday evenings now.
That was great.
That was.
Is that echo gone?
Yeah, it is. Thank God.
Okay, I reverted back to the other board for a minute because it's a lot different, and then I remembered, I'm at the other station.
Banker West Shell. With the new combination of Cagney, Weisker & Associates and Coldwell Banker West Shell, they are clearly your West Side experts. The professionals at Coldwell Banker West Shell will develop an effective plan to market and sell your home or assist you in acquiring your dream home. Coldwell Banker West Shell, 922-9400. On the web at cbws.com.
La Rosa's proudly supports high school sports. Whether you're fueling up before the game or celebrating afterwards, hang out at La Rosa's for great pizza, wings, hoagies, and more. Dine in or 513-347-1111 for pickup, or we'll deliver wherever you are within our delivery area. Order online at larosas.com.
We'll get right to this game.
Bill Cunningham here, the Great American,
I guess.
for Robert Jones
Yeah,
Plumbing.
perfect. Yeah,
I only
perfect.
use Robert Jones Plumbing for my personal and business needs, and you should too. 513-353-2230. That's 513-353-2230, or visit them on the web at robertjonesplumbing.com. Robert Jones Plumbing, complete plumbing services. I use them and you should too. Robert Jones Plumbing, the best in the business. Your complete plumbing contractor is Robert Jones Plumbing.
I want to challenge those Elder Panthers.
Other games that we're looking at.
Okay.
Take some of that money that you would spend that is discretionary. Pledge it to Sacred Heart Radio. It is such a great blessing to have. We would really appreciate it.
Elder fans, to pledge now, visit sacredheartradio.com.
All right, we are back at the pit at Elder where the Panthers are hosting Upper Arlington, the Golden Bears from Columbus, Ohio. Well, I guess they're technically from Upper Arlington, but the Columbus area, and they're down here tonight. And just want to mention a commercial or two back. I heard the La Rosa spot going there. That's where Tom and I will be following the game out at La Rosa's. It's Friday night, and nothing quite ends the night than being out at La Rosa's Prep Sports Radio game night. We'll have all the scores from throughout the area. We're a lot to talk about. Joe Harbin's going to join us in an early season guest spot to explain the new playoff system and all the intricacies, how it's going to affect things and how it'll plan things out. So great night of high school sports coverage here, Elder, Upper Arlington, and then us out at La Rosa. So let's look back into this game tonight, Tom. Looking at it on paper, Upper Arlington, coming off a loss last week, they lost big time, 26-7 to a Division III team, Franklin Marion, and most people are looking at this game and thinking it's probably going to be a similar situation to what it was last year.
Yeah, I would think so too, Mark. This is a second and a home and home away game for the Elder Panthers, and so what Upper Arlington's going to bring tonight is going to bring a lot of not as many players as Elder, and it's one of these teams that have players that go both offensive and defensive.
A lot of them.
Their head coach is Mike Golden in his 9th season, and with Upper Arlington, their successful history goes back into the 1960s. So they were state champs in 67, 68, and 69, and most recently 2000. So they're going to have let me just name a couple of the team captains. They have a Sam Wheeler, who's going to be a wide receiver, defensive back. They have a Chris Fry, who is a running back, and he's a Michigan State recruit. There's another running back linebacker, Chase Greenlee, who is a Division I prospect. And I guess the biggest name that we're going to notice is Noah Spielman, and he's the offensive and defensive lineman, and he's the son of Chris Spielman, who had Ohio State fame and then went on to play for the Detroit Lions. One thing that I did find out is they are named the Golden Bears, and it just so happens they named that team after Jack Nicklaus, who was a graduate of Upper Arlington way back in the day, and they named the Golden Bear after that, and I thought that was a nice touch.
And Tom, looking at their record of state championships, they really have one more than Elder has. So in the history of the school, they have had some success, and I know it's all timing of getting good players in there, but they have been a power in the past in the Columbus area.
They really have, Mark, and then they're going to come down here and they're going to give it their best effort, and if Elder does what they need to do, and we'll get to that in a second, hopefully it'll be another learning game for the Elder Panthers where they can play a lot of players and come out of here 2-0.
Yeah, well, it's going to be what you said, a lot of people doing what they have to do, and one of the guys that has to do it is going to be Chris Schroer on the running game. And Tom, you talked about big week last week against a pretty decent defense. He's going to be a hard guy to stop, but Doug was saying how they feel they're going to put 8 men in the box. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge to bust out.
It really will, but, Mark, he's a faster Bradley Gladhauer is what Doug always calls him. And, when you put him behind the offensive guards, Jack James and Ben Clank, Brad Murphy at center, and then Kevin Pickett and Tommy Kramer on the tackles, there's no reason why he shouldn't be successful. The three guys in the middle, like I said, Murphy at center and Clank and James at the guard position, they're second-year players now. So Tommy Kramer's one of those 7 sophomores that are having extended playing times, doing a great job on the right tackle position. But I think tonight, hopefully they're going to open up some holes, and then I'd like to see Devin Pike get in the game and have some receptions tonight as well.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick timeout for the national anthem, so we don't talk over that. If Kevin can fire up some stuff, we'll take a break here for about a minute or two on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Wardway Fuels has been your reliable Westside home fuel oil and propane supply.
Oh, shoot.
On service great grills like Weber, Duquesne, Royal Master, and others. They offer complete pool supplies and expert service. And with cooler weather on the way, it's time to consider an outdoor fireplace. And they service and sell indoor gas fireplaces and accessories as well.
Don't worry, I'll keep going until I hear the national anthem is on.
740061. Wardway Fuels.
Now to honor America. Please rise, remove your hat, face the flag, and join your elder marching Park Panther band in the playing and singing of our national anthem.
Game open.
Is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Cincinnati. If you need safety shoes.
Hey, Kevin, here's what we're going to do. As soon as this is over, come back to me. We're going to do the keys of the game. And then when I break, I want you to go right into the game open.
7 days a week.
Gotcha.
Fit and quality.
Yeah.
Red Wing Shoes.
Do the
work. Is our work.
Do the interview and then the game open.
Gotcha.
I'm going to say when we come back, let's go now. Should I just introduce the interview and then? Okay, that's what I'll do. We'll do the interview and then right as the interview's over, do the game open.
So
we're done. No. We'll talk and then. Hopefully our folks listening on the internet can see how the magic of radio works. Pull things out of our hat. And yes, folks, we know you're listening. Thank you very much.
Hi,
I'm Brian Patrick. Enjoy the game here on Sacred Heart Radio, and be sure to stay with Sacred Heart Radio for the Sunrise Morning Show. Monday morning, Matt and I will have interesting interviews, news, weather, and traffic, all the information you need to start your day a better way. The Sunrise Morning Show on Sacred Heart Radio.
Coming back after this cold.
At 2301 Ferguson Avenue, across from Walmart, is your West Side Mazda dealer. You'll find an excellent selection of over 300 vehicles in Cincinnati. Jake Sweetie Mazda
down a little bit.
Used cars of all makes and models with 7-year or 100,000-mile limited warranties. Jake Sweetie Mazda West is a home.
10 seconds.
Right. And make sure you tell your salesman you heard this on Elder Radio. Jake Sweetie Mazda West, 699-4909, or at MazdaWest.com.
Go.
All right, we're going to look at the keys of the night's game tonight. Tom, let's look at the Golden Bears, what they're going to have to do to get out of here with a win.
Sure, Mark. They're going to try to control the clock with their run game and load up in the box defensively to stop the Panthers' rushing attack. Last week, Upper Arlington turned the ball over 4 times. Elder turned Middletown over 3 times, so watch out for that tonight, too. The key for the Panthers will be containing Upper Arlington's run game defensively and completing offensively some passes to spread out the Golden Eagles or the Golden Bears on defense. So it's what we said, and if things hold and Elder doesn't turn the ball over, it should be a game where it should be a good outcome for the Elder Panthers.
All right, well, we're going to find out. We're going to talk with Doug Ramsey in a second. Before we do that, I want to just say, congratulations to my niece, Laura Bangle. She's getting married tomorrow to a kid named Sean Kennedy.
What a great name that is.
Imagine a Bangle giving up a name for a Kennedy. But
what a lucky girl.
Congratulations to them, and that's where Steve's at tonight, the rehearsal dinner and all that. But we're going to find out what Doug Ramsey thinks. We're going to head down the field right now with John Kirtley and Doug Ramsey.
All right, Doug Ramsey coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Prep Sports Radio Network. I'm John Kirtley on the field at the pit for the 2013 home opener, joined by the head coach of the Elder Panthers, Doug Ramsey. Ramsey's Panthers opened with a 20-14 win over Middletown last week, but now return to the friendly confines of the pit to open the home schedule against Upper Arlington. Coach, let's go back a week ago, if we could, real quick. What did you tell your team after the game? What was your back-of-the-napkin assessment of your team through 1 week?
I thought we played really well, but we made some mistakes on offense. Holding penalties, an interception, turned the wrong way on a handoff, on a 4th and 1, those kinds of things that kept us from really taking control of the game. We were really close to that thing being 28-0, just like that. And so we've got to be able to finish drives. I thought defensively we played really well. We held their option in check. So we took away a lot of good things, but obviously there was a lot of things to work on.
All right, Coach, and you had 2 quarterbacks rotating every 2 series, Nick Peters and then Peyton Ramsey. Where do you stand with your quarterback situation this week?
Pretty much the same. We're going to go again this week and see if we can get a winner in the quarterback sweepstakes. They both did good things last week, and they both had a big mistake. Peyton threw the interception, and Nick, on a 4th and 1, turns the wrong way and to hand the ball off to Chris, and we lose a chance to continue a drive there. So, both of them in a way had a turnover that kind of hurt us. But I think they both had a lot of really good plays. Even balls that were incompletions were really good throws. I thought their safeties did a pretty good job of covering us. So I thought for the most part both of them played really well.
Coach, you have a lot of guys that are familiar to Elder fans from last year, and that bodes well. But some of your skill guys really flashed last week. Andrew Sportsman, who's not a name we called much last year, boy, he looked amazing last week.
He did. He's a kid we knew had a chance. That was his kind of game. The team that's going to play man coverage. He's a fast kid. He runs a 10-800, and he runs really good routes. And so what do you have? Eight catches, 165 yards, something along those lines. So we had high expectations for him coming in, and he really played well.
Coach, the college scouts, though, really like your tight end, Devin Pike, and Devin was quiet as far as touching the ball last week. Where does Devin fit into this offense?
Well, last week, again, being a team that we were going to get a lot of man coverage from, a team that we thought we were going to get a lot of blitz from, he might be our best pass protector. So him being in that position to help us there. We targeted him, I think 3 times last week. He didn't have any catches, but we threw it. He'll be much more involved in the passing game this week. These guys are more of a zone team, not nearly as much blitz. So we may spread the field a little bit more, and I think then he'll have a much more opportunity in the middle of the field.
Coach, you alluded to your opponent tonight, the Upper Arlington Golden Bears from Columbus, a team that you played last year in Columbus. They make a return trip. Really almost a flawless performance for your team last year against Upper Arlington. What do you expect from the Golden Bears this time around?
Well, they're a team that wants to run the ball now. Having said that, they'll probably come out and throw it 100 times a night, but they are a team that wants to run it. They have a running back who also plays defense, and he's going to Michigan State, so he's a good athlete. Defensively, they've changed to a 50 defense, and they've got more athletes on the field. Last year they were playing with 4 down linemen. This year with 3, which in some ways could be a good matchup for us and our size against them. But I think their big thing is to get another athlete on the field and run around and try to make plays. So we're going to have to again be sound and knowing who we block and those kinds of things.
Last question, Coach. You're home tonight at the Pit, the home opener. I assume for you it doesn't ever get old coming here.
No, it doesn't. It's always a great feeling to walk out here anytime. It's a great feeling to walk here for practice, but then, the home opener is always exciting, and hopefully we got a good crowd here. I think the crowd can play a big factor early in this game with these guys, so hopefully everybody's excited as we are to get this thing going.
All right, Doug Ramsey, head coach of the Elder Panthers. Kickoff is next on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Takes a step, quarterback sneak, pushes the pile forward, he's in, touchdown Elder!
Now, the Prep Sports Radio Network is proud to bring you the McCluskey
Check 1 2 1 2 check.
Panthers
there you go.
Game of the Week.
Your volume all right?
Yeah, it's good. Maybe a tad loud. Turn it down. You ready to roll today?
Oh yeah, I'm good. Didn't realize I was doing this until
Phil texted me this morning.
La Rosa's Pizza.
Yeah.
Skyline Chili. Schmidt
I've had a bigger one.
Wardway Fuels. Guy and Patrick Cagney with Coldwell Banker. Jim Collins Auto Body. Schroer Optical. Red Wing Shoes of Florence, Kentucky.
We'll just open up generally about the Pit coming home opener.
West.
Maybe talk about quarterbacks or something
CincinnatiNightout.com. The Cincinnati Cyclones, and also presented by the Holy Grail West and Downtown at the Banks. And now, for the exciting play-by-play of Elder Panther football, here's John Kirtley and Phil Bengal.
Good evening once again, everybody, along with Sean O'Connor. I'm John Kirtley. Tonight from the Pit on the campus of Elder High School in Price Hill. It's the McCluskey Chevrolet Prep Sports Radio Network Elder Panther Game of the Week, presented by the Holy Grail and Cincinnati Sports Medicine and Orthopedic. The Upper Arlington Golden Bears of Columbus and the Elder Panthers tonight live on the air, 7:40 a.m. and 89.5 FM Sacred Heart Radio, and around the globe on the web at ehsports.com. It is an absolutely spectacular night for football on the west side of Cincinnati as the Elder Panthers make their 2013 home debut against another west side team, this team from the west side of Columbus, the Golden Bears of Upper Arlington, in a rematch from a game from 2012 that Elder won in Columbus 45-7. The Elder Panthers Week 1 winners over Middletown at Nippert Stadium in the Skyline Chili Crosstown Showdown. But the curtain rises on its home schedule. The Pit, the friendly confines of the Pit, and Elder hopes it's a winning one. I welcome in my partner tonight, Sean O'Connor. Sean, there's nothing better than a fall night at the Pit. It's not quite fall, but boy, the Pit looks spectacular tonight.
It is always a great place to come and watch high school sports. Doesn't matter what actual sport, you got everything that they play here at this venue anymore. But tonight's contest, it's going to be a heated battle at the beginning, but the Panthers really have to gel as a team. They didn't do a good job in the second half in a lot of phases. They did not come out well. But again, Middletown came out and shut them down, shut the passing game down, and also, the running game tonight is going to be a big deal for the Panthers. With Schroer, he needs to get over that 100-yard mark tonight. I don't think he's going to have a problem doing that, but the Panthers as a team, offensively, defensively, up front, everybody needs to really work on becoming a team going into next week.
Tonight's Wardway game time temperature is 77 degrees. Wardway Fuels provides heating oil and propane for the home or business. Gas grills and pool supplies are also available, including parts and service. Wardway Fuels, located on the corner of Glenway and Bridgetown. 513-574-0061. Wardway Fuels, proud supporters of the Prep Sports Radio Network and Elder Panther football. Nick Blazik has it teed up for the UA, as they're referred to in Columbus, the UA Golden Bears, and he'll be kicking deep to Austin Cipriani and Dominic Fallaci for Elder. The Panthers in their home purple tops, white trousers, white helmets trimmed in purple, and we are set to go from the pit. The kick is away. It's a short end-over-end kick. It'll be Cipriani at the 11-yard line at the 15. Speeds ahead to the 20. Cuts it outside at the 30. Cipriani has some room at the 40. Cipriani with a move at the 45. And finally run out of bounds right at the 45-yard line. Spectacular return for Austin Cipriani.
Cipriani, again, just great speed getting to the outside. Great blocks coming through the hole. Cipriani, untouchable until he gets to about the 40. Gains 5 yards after being contacted.
Sean O'Connor and John Kirtley with you live from the pit tonight on the Prep Sports Radio Network. Elder takes the field first, and it is a quarterback rotation once again this week. Senior quarterback Nick Peters will start things for Elder. He'll be backed up by sophomore Peyton Ramsey. Peters in the pistol formation with senior tailback Chris Schwar next to him. Elder moving right to left, direct handoff to Schwar. He cuts it to the left and is thrown down at the 49-yard line by Noah Spielman. Yes, Noah Spielman for Upper Arlington, the son of Ohio State legend and NFL All-Pro Chris Spielman, anchoring that Upper Arlington defense, and Spielman gets the first tackle of the night for Upper Arlington after a 4-yard gain by Chris Schwar. Schwar had 182 yards last week against Middletown on 34 carries. It's Peters to throw on 2nd and 6. He'll throw to a wide open Fallaci. First down to the Upper Arlington 45. And Fallaci, the 6', 185-pound senior, has 14 yards and a first down to the Golden Bear 40-yard line.
Yeah, he did a great job, Fallaci did, on that catch, John. He actually set himself up for yardage after the catch, and he did an excellent job coming back into the inside, attacking the football, and being able to gain another 4 yards after the catch.
11-yard gain, they'll call it for Fallaci. They'll start 1st and 10 from the Golden Bear 40. And Peters will hand to Schwar. He has a head of steam through the hole, and 7 UA Golden Bears thrown back at the 36-yard line. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Schwar Eye Center. Schwar Eye Center offers eye exams, eyeglasses, and eye care. Schwar Eye Center, 5314 Delhi Pike. Phone number 513-451-0010. Week 2 of the 2013 campaign, the McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week on the Prep Sports Radio Network, presented by the Holy Grail and Cincinnati Sports Medicine and Orthopedic. 10:18 to go first quarter. Elder on the move, 2nd and 5 from the Golden Bear 35. Peters in the gun. He's got 3 receivers left. One to the right, bubble screen to Schwar, and Upper Arlington has that snuffed out. They drop Schwar back at the 40-yard line. That's a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, Sam Wheeler for the Bears did an excellent job, able to beat off the defender or the offensive lineman out there, which would have been the slot receiver. Did an excellent job to get around him. And boy, that's probably the best tackle you've seen on Schwar, somebody smaller than he is.
Yeah, that fooled nobody. Schwar had no chance. It's 3rd down and 10 for Elder from the Golden Bear 40-yard line. Elder moving right to left. Peters in the gun. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Peters takes a snap. 4-man rush for Upper Arlington. Peters has time. Throws. Corner route. Got a man wide open. First down to the Golden Bear 23-yard line. It's Devin Pike on the reception. The 6'5", 230-pound senior hauls in a 15-yard grab. First down, Elder.
Actually, John, I believe, wasn't that Taylor?
Well, I think Devin Pike, we'll get a confirmation on that. I think he has, of course, Taylor Lee was injured in
that's right.
camp, and I think Devin Pike is wearing his number, but we'll get a
confirmation. That is Pike out there, you can tell.
So 1st down and 10 for Elder after the 16-yard grab by Pike. Peters in the gun with Schwar behind him. And it's Schwar off right guard, and he is tackled at the 22-yard line, and that's a 1-yard gain. Elder without one of their big guns tonight, Sean. And we saw a lot of him last week. Andrew Sportsman. Sportsman had 159 yards receiving last week. The senior, the 5'10" speedster, 160 pounds, suffered a concussion last week, and he is not available for Elder. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Panthers at the Golden Bear 23-yard line. 8 minutes and 38 seconds left in the first quarter. This is the first drive of the game. Cipriani set Elder up at their own 45 after a great kickoff return. And Peters will run a quarterback draw right into the arms of 3 Golden Bears. And he is tackled at the 20-yard line.
One interesting item here, we have a player down right now, John.
Tackled by Elliott Timmons, and I believe that's Peters. And he is holding his left shoulder.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to before I was talking about him falling down. What happened was they're tackling awful high. These guys aren't tackling low. The only player that made a decent tackle was against Shore down here earlier, but they're all hitting him high. So the older players in this case, he's trying to, he's pumping his legs, moving forward. He made forward progress on the play, but those players will fall right on top of that shoulder, and that's exactly what happened. All that weight of 4 players falling on that shoulder, it's going to take a toll, especially on someone who's going to be throwing the football.
No doubt about it. 8:13 to go first quarter, and the clock is stopped. And Nick Peters has not moved after taking that quarterback draw right up the gut. And Doug Ramsey alluded to the quarterback sweepstakes, and he's looking for a winner. And certainly you don't want the quote-unquote winner to prevail by injury. But they're holding Nick Peters' left arm immobile. And here comes sophomore quarterback Peyton Ramsey, a 6'2", 180-pound sophomore, the son of head coach Doug Ramsey. And in his first start, Ramsey a little good, a little bad. He was 4 of 9 for 59 yards. He threw a touchdown pass, but also threw an interception that was returned for a touchdown. And he jumps right into the fire here on a 3rd and 6 for Elder at the Upper Arlington 20-yard line. Ramsey with 3 receivers left, 1 to the right, with Shore standing to his left. Back to throw, Ramsey has time, plenty of time. Now pumps, he's in trouble, and he is going to be sacked, thrown down by Elliott Timmons after scrambling to the left. It's a 5-yard loss and brings up a 4th down.
He had plenty of time to throw the football, but nobody was open. Happened a lot last week, happened again early tonight. Don't like to see that with the speed of the receivers, but defensively, the Bears are doing an excellent job in the wideouts now after they bent so long, and the Panthers down to the 25.
And Elder too far away for a Matt Murray field goal attempt, and the judgment of Doug Ramsey, it would have been about a 43-yarder, so they will go for it on 4th and 11 from the Upper Arlington 25. Elder had drove the ball to the 20, now facing a 4th and 11 from the 25. Peyton Ramsey takes a snap, 4-man rush for Upper Arlington. Over the middle, it's complete to Devin Pike, but he's stacked up at the 20-yard line and thrown down 5 yards shy of the first down, and the Upper Arlington Golden Bears will take over on downs.
Yeah, it wasn't even close to the sticks. Kind of surprised in the route on that. It was about 6 yards short, John, before even possibilities of breaking it for the first down.
So here come the Upper Arlington Golden Bears on offense for the first time tonight. 7 minutes and 1 second left in the first half, and they are led at quarterback by 6'1", 187-pound junior Kyle Caparos, and he will be in the shotgun for most of the night. Chris Fry is the big gun for Upper Arlington, a two-way player. He lines up at running back. He's going to Michigan State. He gets the carry on first down and 10, carries it over the 20, and he is stopped at the 23-yard line. Carl Lengerich, the 6', 240-pound senior defensive tackle and captain, brings down Fry after a 3-yard gain. But we talked about Fry, Sean, big-time talent, 6'3", 230-pounder, plays linebacker, plays tailback, both ways all game. And head coach Mark D'Antonio at Michigan State likes what he sees out of this kid, so Elder has to account for him on every play. Caparos in the shotgun on 2nd and 7 for Upper Arlington, and a high snap through the hands of Caparos, and he is sacked at the 16-yard line.
Boy, and he really took a shot in the head on a knee. Gets up a little woozy there. Let's see if he looks like he's going to stay in the huddle. He also twisted that knee a little bit, so a little shaken up on the play.
That was Joe Schwar, the 6'3", 230-pound sophomore linebacker, credited with the sack, and he cleaned up the mess. And quickly Upper Arlington with their backs against the wall. 3rd down and 13 from the Golden Bears 17-yard line. Under 6 minutes to go first quarter. No score. Caparos back to throw. He'll roll right, throw over the middle. It's complete to the 25, and tackled at the 28-yard line is Sam Wheeler, and well shy of the first down, and Upper Arlington actually 2 yards shy of the first down, and they will send out the punting unit. Tackle on the play by Mark Adams, 5'9", 180-pound junior linebacker for Elder. Sam Wheeler, who caught that pass, will also punt, and Austin Cipriani will return for Elder, standing at the Panther 35. A slow snap, but a great kick by Wheeler. High spiral, angling right to left. Cipriani calls fair catch, fingertip grab at the 33-yard line. So that is a 39-yard punt, no return, and the Elder Panthers will start first down and 10 at their own 33-yard line. Tonight's game is brought to you by Cooper Electric. Elder grad and Cooper Electric President Greg Hyland pledges to meet your demands for quality, value, and service. Cooper Electric's goals in all facets is to maintain satisfied customers and develop customer relations for life. Cooper Electric, 513-271-5000, and stay tuned after the game for the Cooper Electric Elder Star of the Game. Peyton Ramsey at quarterback for Elder, and he will hand to Chris Schwarr with a head of steam at the 35. Across the 40, fumbles the football, and Upper Arlington has it at the 42-yard line of Elder.
Well, same thing happened last week to Chris Schwarr when he put one on the ground again. When he gets to that safety, he's trying to put that power into it, John, as he did last season. He was able to get away with it, but these guys are just punching the football, and that's exactly what happened.
Couldn't see who stripped it, but Schwarr had almost first down yardage, and at the end of the run, Golden Bear defender strips it out of there, and the Golden Bears in Fat City, first and 10 at the Elder 42 with 5 minutes to go in a scoreless first quarter. Caparros in the shotgun. He'll send trips to the right, one receiver to the left. And he will throw. Four-man rush, deep throw. He's hit as he throws, one-on-one coverage. Well defended by Thomas Ottenreeb as Jackson Finfrock was with Ottenreeb one-on-one, but Ottenreeb wins that battle incomplete.
Ottenreeb did a great job. Also, the linebackers for the Panthers hit the gaps really hard and were in the backfield very quickly, so that pass was very well overthrown and rushed.
4:54 to go, scoreless first quarter. Second down and 10 for Upper Arlington from the Elder 42. So early in this season, Sean, turnovers a factor for the Elder offense. Of course, had one go back for a touchdown last week, and already a turnover in the first quarter this week. And the handoff goes inside. Elder has it snuffed out as Lewis Hughes, a 185-pound senior, is tackled for a 1-yard loss. Elder all over it. First man off the pile for Elder was Daniel Fishburne.
Very good job by the Panthers not to flow too far to the right. They all played their position well, maintained position, and when they tailback cut back, everybody was in position to bring him down to the ground.
All right, big third down for Upper Arlington, third down and 11, and they'll snap this one from the Elder 43. Caparros in the gun, two receivers to both sides. They'll fake the handoff, and he'll keep it himself, and he is dropped by Drew Schwarr at the 45-yard line, a 2-yard loss.
A very interesting call on third down, John. You know, you're third and 11, second or third and 11, and you pretty much run a quarterback draw. Interesting call, and the Panthers have done an excellent job up front of not allowing anyone to run past the line of scrimmage.
Looks like the Upper Arlington offensive line really has its hands full with that Elder front seven. The snap to the punter. Wheeler is away, and Wheeler gets a wobbler that bounces at the Elder 25, takes a big-time Golden Bear bounce, and this ball will roll inside the 10. It's still rolling, and will be down at the 5-yard line. So adversity for the Elder offense as they have 95 yards to go. Tonight's game is brought to you by Robert Jones Plumbing. Robert Jones Plumbing. Plumbing problems, big or small, disappear with Robert Jones Plumbing. Robert Jones Plumbing is a proud sponsor on the Prep Sports Radio Network, 513-353-2230. Along with Sean O'Connor, I'm John Kirtley, the McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week on the Prep Sports Radio Network, presented by the Holy Grail and Cincinnati Sports Medicine and Orthopedic. Scoreless first quarter, 3:31 to go. Elder on offense. And they go out of the Wildcat. Direct snap to Chris Schwarr, right up the gut. He's got some room at the 10, stacked up at the 11. Forward progress after a 5-yard gain for Chris Schwarr.
Great job of the offensive line there with the guards. The gaps they're creating themselves. There's about a 2-yard gap between the center and the guard, and it's really creating holes for Chris Shore to get to the line of scrimmage and through that line of scrimmage and make positive yards. And again, 6-yard gain. And being able to make those splits, John, it really makes it easier on the offensive line because those defensive linemen are going to follow you wherever you're going.
Under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, no score. Elder with a 2nd and 5 at their own 11. Peyton Ramsey, the sophomore, will fake the handoff. Zone read play, picks his way through traffic and has a little bit of daylight to the 19-yard line, and that should be enough for a first down as Ramsey picks up 8.
Boy, double team on Spielman's son up right there on the line of scrimmage. James and the guard, I didn't see if it was the left or the right guard, really pinned him to the ground quick, almost like a wrestling move. He was down and out of the play, and it was an easy first down pickup for the Panthers.
So Elder gives itself some breathing room. They go from 1st and 10 at the 5 to 1st and 10 at the 19. 2:25 to go in the first quarter. Peyton Ramsey in the pistol formation. Shore behind him, and he'll take the handoff on a draw play, and he's got some room. Still spinning his way across the 30 to the 31-yard line, a 12-yard gain for senior Chris Shore.
And this time, holding onto that football with 2 hands, John, right before he makes contact. So obviously he's learning from his own mistakes of what he needs to do when he's going to make contact with those safeties.
Sean, you mentioned that offensive line, and they are blowing up the upper Arlington front, led by Jack James, a senior, and also on that one, Ben Klenk, another senior guard, doing the damage for the 215-pound tailback Shore to pick up 12. It's 1st and 10 for Elder at the 31. Ramsey to throw. He'll roll left. Throw near side, and that one's almost picked off. It goes through the hands of the defenders, incomplete. It was Lewis Hughes deflecting that pass away. It's 2nd and 10.
Again, you can't say too much about that play, John. That offensive line for the Panthers, especially on the backside coverage on that, did an excellent job. James, all those guys on the far right side of the field did an excellent job of protecting the backside. It was the front side that the safety was coming up on a blitz.
1:49 to go, scoreless first quarter. 2nd and 10 Elder at their own 31. Ramsey will be in the gun. He's got 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. And he'll quickly throw over the middle to Devin Pike at the 35, down to the 40-yard line. Near a first down for Devin Pike, who has 3 catches already. The 6'5", 230-pound senior tight end who is going to play football at Louisville next year, a highly sought-after recruit. And Sean, he has just got some big-time stats, 6'5", 230.
Yeah. Without a doubt. Now, these Bears cornerbacks, they're doing a job of really too flat-footed. They're going to get burned here pretty quick, I believe.
3rd and 1 for Elder at the 40. Ramsey with a hard count. Upper Arlington does not take the bait. And they'll turn, hand to Schwarr. He's got a hole off left tackle, runs over Golden Bear at the 45. But I'll give the Golden Bear credit. That was Jackson Finfrock who met Shore head on a big-time collision. First down to the Elder 45.
And that was like Yogi hitting boo-boo there. Talking about Bears, boy. He just ran him over.
Shore got the better end of that, but Finfrock did stop Shore, but not before he picked up 6 and a first down. 50 seconds to go first quarter, no score. Peyton Ramsey in the gun, 1st and 10 Elder 45. High snap. Ramsey with carry himself after the fake handoff to Schwarr, and he goes nowhere.
Happy birthday goes out on a big 5-0 for Eric Biter tonight. They like those 50 birthdays, you know, especially Eric Biter, good guy like that. Celebrating big 5-0 today. Eric Biter, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Eric. Thanks for listening. That gets kind of scary when you start talking about 5.
Well, I can't believe it's 50. It makes me feel old.
20 seconds left in the quarter, no score. 2nd and 10 Elder at the Panther 45. Snap to Ramsey. Ramsey with plenty of time over the middle, complete. Cipriani, short gain to the 46-yard line. It's a 1-yard gain and brings us to the end of the first quarter. So not a lot of scoring early on. Elder and Upper Arlington sparring right now. We've reached the end of one. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Portions of tonight's Elder game are sponsored by financial advisors Adam Schuster, Ted Lucian, and Matthew Smith of the Lucian Schuster team at Morgan Stanley Smith Barney in Cincinnati, offering wealth management planning for their clients. Elder grad Adam Schuster, a certified
I'm going backwards. So
Stanley Smith
do you want me to get one in?
is currently scheduling wealth management
Come out with
consultation.
this one there.
513-562-83.
Don't forget me on this guy, and guys, I got some spots.
What's the best website to listen on the internet?
We're ready. What's that?
What's the best website for someone to dial out? Sacred Heart or EA Sports?
We're located north of Elder Country in the King's Automobile, and just a phone call away from delivering a test drive. Your home will work.
What was that, Kev? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Don't forget me on this end. I got spots to run. I didn't run any of the first quarter at all.
All right, that's all bad. We'll get you. We'll get you.
I can't hear him.
Okay.
I want to challenge those Elder Panthers.
Coming back in about 10. We're coming back cold.
You would spend it as discretionary budget to Sacred Heart Radio. It is such a great blessing to have. We would really appreciate it.
Elder fans, to pledge now, visit sacredheartradio.com.
Welcome back to the pit. Start of the second quarter. Elder and Upper Arlington, no score. Peyton Ramsey at quarterback all the way as senior quarterback Nick Peters injured early on. Ramsey throws over the middle, wide open Devin Pike at the Upper Arlington 38-yard line, a 15-yard gain. And Peyton Ramsey dialing up Devin Pike early and often here. And the Panthers drive to the Upper Arlington 38-yard line.
Again, the Panthers were very successful last week, John, throwing the ball across the middle of the field and right there, straight center of the field, big pickup for the Panthers. I'm sure they're going to go to it more and more. The Bears are going to give that to them all the time.
We talked about Peyton Ramsey, but there is another Ramsey in the Elder backfield almost every snap, and that's Tanner Ramsey, senior fullback, and a timeout by Elder here. No score, 11:33 to go second quarter. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Buying or selling your home is a very...
After this, I got an ID, and then back to you.
Right. Contacting Coldwell Banker West Shell. With a new combination of Cincinnati Associates and Coldwell Banker West Shell, they are clearly your West Side experts. The professionals at Coldwell Banker West Shell will develop an effective plan to... to 9400 on the web at cdws.com. This is Sacred Heart Catholic Radio.
10 seconds.
For sale, 895 WHSS Hamilton. And online and mobile streaming at sacredheartradio.com.
Go.
Welcome back to the pit along with Sean O'Connor. I'm John Kirtley. 11:33 to go second quarter. No score. Upper Arlington and Elder in the 2013 home opener for the Elder Panthers. Chris Schwarr will take a direct snap from Jack James. Austin Cipriani in motion. Schwarr right up the middle on a counter play. Has some room at the 35-30. Carries 3 Golden Bears down to the 25-yard line. A 13-yard gain for Chris Schwarr.
Boy, Schwarr did an excellent job getting to the outside. Again, the offensive line not having any problems pushing back the Bears.
And Schwarr, up except for that fumble that he lost, Sean, is having another huge night after his monster game last week against Middletown when he carried the ball 34 times for $182 and a touchdown. First and 10 Elder at the Golden Bear 25. It's Schwarr again right up the middle and another crease to the 21-yard line. Tonight's game is brought to you by CincyNightOut.com. CincyNightOut.com is your one-stop resource for fun in Cincinnati. Restaurants, nightlife, entertainment, bands, and beyond. CincyNightOut.com. On the go, download for free the My Night Out app on your mobile device, and you will quickly learn that there is no need to go anywhere else. CincyNightOut.com, the top Cincinnati restaurants, nightlife events, and schedules all in one spot. CincyNightOut.com. Second and 8 Elder. And on his own read play, it's Peyton Ramsey keeping it himself, but Noah Spielman from his defensive tackle position. Actually, that was Joseph Mitchell on the defensive line dragging down Ramsey for a 2-yard gain, brings up another 3rd and 6.
Even gaining 2 yards, Ramsey, that was the first time any of either the quarterback or running back was touched in the backfield. So quite interesting. The Bears finally penetrating that offensive line.
And we have an equipment check, and that'll force a stoppage in play. For all your sports and orthopedic injuries, make sure you visit Cincinnati Sports Medicine and Orthopedic. For all your sports and orthopedic injuries, see Elder grad Dr. Matt Bosom at Cincinnati Sports Medicine, bringing world-class orthopedic care close to home. 347-9999, or visit www.cincinnatisportsmed.com. Sean O'Connor and John Kirtley with you from the pit. 10 minutes even to go in the first half. No score. Elder 3rd and 6 from the Upper Arlington 21-yard line. And a hand to Schwar on a wrap play off left tackle, and he's got the first down to the Upper Arlington 13-yard line. And Schwar continues to chew up yardage here at the pit. 1st and 10 Elder at the Golden Bear 12.
If you're a running back, you just love when you're ready to make contact with those corners. Those corners are backing up. They're not attacking you. They're backing up. They just want to try to pull you down to the ground. And Schwar is really good, intimidating runner. He looks bigger than he really is when he's coming at you. I'm sure those corners are pretty awful scared of trying to drag him down.
1st and 10 Elder at the Upper Arlington 12. No score yet, as Peyton Ramsey will hand on a draw play to Chris Schwar as he sidesteps the line of scrimmage, and then he is gang tackled at the 10-yard line. Tonight's game is brought to you by Hoding Realtors. Elder football traditions are legendary, much like the service that you'll receive from Hoding Realtors. Elder grads and Hoding team members Brian Baisley, Steve Florian, Rick Hoding, Doug Rolfus, Mike Rolfus, Dave Tepe, and Mike Wright are proud to help sponsor tonight's game. Hoding Realtors, hoding.com, 451-4800. 2nd and 8 for Elder at the Upper Arlington 10-yard line. 8:55 to go second quarter. No score. Sophomore quarterback Peyton Ramsey in the pistol formation with Chris Schwar behind him. And the snap to Ramsey. Hand to Schwar. He leapfrogs the line of scrimmage, still churning the legs down to the 5-yard line. And Elder will have a 3rd down and 2.5 from the 5-yard line.
Boy, he almost was able to pick up that first down. He was kind of pulled down by the back of the helmet. He was protecting that football, so he went down. And they're going to actually mark him, John, at the 5 instead of the 4, so it's going to make it almost 3 yards.
Yeah,
so.
And Elder has faced many 3rd downs already tonight. This one critical. 3rd and 3 from the Golden Bear 5-yard line. And Ramsey will hand to Schwar right up the middle, tiptoes over the line of scrimmage, and his helmet is ripped off. And he is stopped at the 2-yard line. Is there a penalty flag down?
Yes, there is.
This is, and it will give Elder a 1st down as Chris Schwar has his helmet torn off at the end of that play. Might have had 1st down yardage anyway, and this should set up Elder inside the 2-yard line. It's the home opener of Elder Panther football, and that means the Elder Spirit Store is open for business. The color purple is always in style at the Elder Spirit Store. The hottest styles in shirts, jackets, sweatshirts, and T-shirts are all there, plus many unique gifts and Elder items for that hard-to-beat Elder fan. Visit the Elder Spirit Store, open now, right in front of the pit. Half the distance to the goal, and the penalty gives Elder a 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. 7:50 to go second quarter, no score, but Elder almost home. Chris Schwar will be direct snap with Tanner Ramsey leading the way at fullback. Schwar takes a snap, runs it to the right, touchdown Elder!
Wasn't even touched, John.
A 67-yard scoring drive engineered by sophomore quarterback Peyton Ramsey, but most of the work done by senior tailback Chris Schwar. He caps it off with a 1-yard touchdown run, and Elder leads 6-0 with 7:35 to go in the second quarter.
Wasn't even touched until he crossed the goal line. Excellent job again by the offensive line.
Matt Murray on for the PAT, and it's good. 7-0 Panthers. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Skyline.
One spot here, guys.
After a game is a tradition that spans generations, and Skyline Chili, like Elder, has its roots in Price Hill. The Lambrinides family carries on this tradition with Skyline Chili restaurants in Delhi, Harrison Avenue in Dent, and Glenway Avenue. So put on your purple and enjoy that delicious Skyline Chili. It's always Skyline time.
Together, at last it's Skyline time.
Welcome back to the pit. A 67-yard scoring drive capped off by Chris Schwar. 1-yard touchdown run has given Elder a 7-0 lead over the Upper Arlington Golden Bears from Columbus. In week 2 of this 2013 Elder Panther football season, the home opener in the pit. Norman Norman Rockwell quality scenery here at the pit tonight.
It is.
Sean, it looks fantastic.
Absolutely beautiful. I'm sure most of those pictures will be on ehsports.com later this evening.
Indeed. Matt Murray boots it away, and it's through the hands of the kick returner who will down it in the end zone, and Upper Arlington back on the attack at their own 20. Tonight's game is brought to you by Schmidt Heating and Cooling. Schmidt Heating and Cooling is proud to be a sponsor of tonight's game. Schmidt Heating and Cooling has been family operated since 1954. They service both residential and business customers, and they recommend quality Lennox products. Schmidt Heating and Cooling, 531-6900.
Don't forget John tonight, opening night at La Rosa's on Boudinot Avenue.
Indeed, Prep Sports Radio game night anchored by Mark Bengal, live from La Rosa's on Boudinot. We thank La Rosa's Pizza for their support over the years, and we're ecstatic to be at La Rosa's tonight after the game as quarterback Kyle Caparos throws a pass to the far right sideline to Jackson Finfrock. It's through his hands, incomplete. It's 2nd and 10 for the Golden Bears at their own 20.
Great looking pass. Finfrock hit him right in the chest with the football. Wasn't able to get those hands out in front of the ball. Hit his chest, bounced right off, and boy, he had a nice gain on the play too if he would have been able to bring that in.
Upper Arlington has not generated much on offense here in the first half. They have generated a turnover, though, that's kept them in it and given them some good field position. On 2nd and 10, the hand is to Chris Fry, and the tailback out of the shotgun runs the ball across the 20 to the 22, and it's 3rd down and 8 for Upper Arlington.
Yeah, defensive line again doing a good job of not really giving up anything when someone comes to the line of scrimmage. They're really going east and west, not north and south, and that's a good thing to see as a defensive line coach, is your players are holding their ground.
7:02 to go, second quarter. Elder leads Upper Arlington 7-0. And the Golden Bears facing a 3rd and 9 from their own 21. Caparos back to throw out of the shotgun. He's in trouble, and he'll be sacked. Dustin Applegate got him around the waist, and he had some help cleaning it up. It was Mark Adams, and the Golden Bears will have to punt again.
Boy, Mark Adams was literally 30 yards away from the play of the snap of the football, and he was able to bring him down the play, John. He did an excellent job coming from the far right side of the field to the far left side of the field to make that tackle.
And Sam Wheeler on to punt for the 3rd time tonight for UA, and Austin Cipriani will be standing at the Elder 46. Wheeler gets it away, a high knuckler, beautiful kick. Cipriani fair catch at the Elder 44, and that's where Elder will go on offense. Tonight's game brought to you, as always, by Red Wing Shoes. All-day comfort, that is no problem with Red Wing work footwear with or without safety toe and designed for nearly every job. Red Wing Shoes on Mall Road in Florence. Proud sponsor, Elder Panther football. And, of course, the proprietor of Red Wing Shoes is the El Presidente of the Prep Sports Radio Network, Mark Bengal. So check him out. If you want to see what he looks like in person, Red Wing Shoes in Florence, although don't hold me to it. On 1st down and 10 at the 44. Peyton Ramsey loads up, goes deep for Cipriani, over the shoulder, incomplete.
Boy, it's when you just need that little loft in the football, John. Just not enough height on the football. But great accuracy, though. If it was, just a little bit higher, receiver would have been able to get under. Great strong arm strength there shown by Ramsey.
Speaking of quarterbacks, Nick Peters is out of the game. His jersey is off, Sean, and this 2-quarterback system will be a 1-quarterback system tonight, and it'll be interesting to see what Peters' status is for next week. He has that left arm in a sling. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Peyton Ramsey zone read. It's a block from Schwarr, but he's dragged down from behind after a 3-yard gain by Chase Greenlee. A 6'2", 235-pound linebacker brings up another 3rd and 8. Elder has been money on 3rd down tonight, but Upper Arlington doing a good job forcing 3rd downs. And Elder up 7-0 with 5.5 minutes to go, second quarter.
Panthers taking their time, really getting in this play, and be quite interesting to see what it's going to be. Either pass to that middle again, which has been very, very fruitful for them throughout the evening.
3rd and 8, Rams will be in the gun. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Back to throw, 4-man rush, over the middle, complete to Fallaci to the 50-yard line, short of the 1st down. brings up a 4th down and 4. And boy, Sean, you can really tell that Elder misses Andrew Sportsman tonight. They really are having trouble stretching that field, and Elder will punt.
You're absolutely right. That's a great way to put it, John. Stretching the field, being able to get those 10, 13 yards really quick and making those crossing patterns faster.
So Elder will punt for the first time tonight. It's Tony Mazza kicking it away to Lewis Hughes of Upper Arlington. Clean snap, punt is away, end-over-end kick, fair catch at the 15-yard line by Hughes.
Also tonight's scoring updates brought to you by Holding Realtors. This scoreboard update brought to you by Holding Realtors. Visit Holding.com for tour of great properties. Holding Realtors, 451-4800. Of course, everybody wants to know, Colerain, St. X, Colerain up 14-0 in the second quarter.
The Cardinals appear to have another powerhouse, and they have the St. Xavier Bombers against the wall early, 14-0, and Holding Realtors scoring updates will keep them coming on that critical game on the Prep Sports Radio Network. 4:43 to go in the first half. Elder leads 7-0. Upper Arlington back on offense. 1st and 10 at their own 13. Caparro's hands up the middle to Fry, and the Elder defensive line is just suffocating the Upper Arlington front, and Fry goes nowhere. It's 2nd and 10.
For the purple team.
As the clock ticks to 4:28, and coming up at halftime, it's the Coldwell Banker West Shell halftime report, anchored by Mark Bengal, joined by Tom Kennedy. The Coldwell Banker West Shell halftime report coming up. 2nd and 10, and Kyle Caparros in the shotgun. Back to throw, 3-step drop, near side throw, complete to the 20-yard line. Jackson Finfrock on the reception of 7 yards. Michael Bailey, the 5'10", 180-pound senior, tackles him after the catch.
Well, Caparros does have that great arm strength, John. Threw that ball about 40 yards in the air and across the field. He did an excellent job. It's a really good arm strength showing there.
3rd and 4 for Upper Arlington at the UA 19-yard line. Caparros in the gun. He's got Chris Fry to his right, trips to the right. And we have illegal motion as the play is allowed to continue, and Caparros throws for a 1st down to Sam Wheeler.
It was called.
Was it called dead?
Yeah, it was an illegal shift. The play did play, but
5-yard penalty will cause a 3rd down and 9. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Cincinnati Cyclones. Looking for a fun and exciting outing for your group, organization, or holiday party? Well, the Cincinnati Cyclones offer many, many options. For more information, 513-421-PUCK. Group discounts are also available. Cyclones hockey, it's more than just a game.
On a day like this, John, it's hard to think hockey, but it's right around the corner.
It sure is. And speaking of teams from Columbus, as Upper Arlington is, there's a lot of excitement about the Columbus Blue Jackets this year in Columbus, and hey, that's the closest pro hockey team we got, so we'll root them on. 3rd and 9 for the Golden Bears at their own 14. 3:08 to go, second quarter. Elder leads the Golden Bears 7-0. Caparros will roll right and throw. He's got a man out of the backfield looking for the sticks, and shy of the 1st down is Drew Snoffer. The 6', 190-pound junior is run out of bounds at the 21-yard line. A 7-yard gain on 4th and 9 brings up 4th and 2.
Thomas Ottenreeb, again, really making the key hit on that play, John. The player was trying to attempt to get to that 1st down marker, but Ottenreeb came up, really put a punch on him and knocked him out of bounds short of the 1st down. It looked like they marked him even shorter than it looks previously spotted.
Elder's defense continues to pitch a shutout here as the kick by Sam Wheeler is caught at the 50, on the run by Austin Cipriani, cuts to the left, has a little bit of space, and gets another block. He's into the clear, but a flag is down. Cipriani run out of bounds at the 14-yard line, and a couple Golden Bears ran into each other after an illegal block, or they were blocked into each other. A very vicious collision, and 2 flags down. This ball is coming back inside Elder territory. Cipriani down to the Golden Bear 14.
Yeah, Joy Shore made a great block on the play. And it's one of those blocks where if the player's not in a good position for the official to see that he did get in front of him, the official's going to call it. Joe did a great job on the play to get in front of the 2 players, hit 2 players, not just one, but 2 great blocks on a play by Shore.
All right, the Elder offense anchored by Peyton Ramsey, the sophomore quarterback, getting full-time duty tonight after the injury to Nick Peters. And he's back out there. Elder, after the penalty, will start 1st and 10 at their own 45. 2:18 to go. Elder leads 7-0. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Shovel pass to Schwarr, and Upper Arlington is all over it, although Schwarr continues to drag tacklers into Upper Arlington territory. Jackson Pfister hit Schwarr right in the hole, and Schwarr just continued to churn the legs, spin around, and picked up 6.
Boy, 8 yards, John.
Unbelievable. 2nd and 4 at the Upper Arlington 49. Elder to the hurry-up offense. Ramsey loads up. Now he'll run. Cuts left near the 1st down, but stopped shy at the Upper Arlington 47. It'll bring up a 3rd and 2 with 1:42 to go.
That was just I was just watching the replay on ehsports.com, and that's just one heck of a block by Schwarr. It's just incredible to see. Thanks to EH Sports for providing that video.
Dave,
all the games, great job.
Yes, sir, and Dave Rapine leads that group of students every year. ehsports.com is your one-stop shop for Elder Panther multimedia. 3rd and 2 for Elder at the Upper Arlington 47-yard line. 1:14 left. Schwarr direct snap, picking his way through traffic and has a hole, and he's gone at the 30, 25. Nobody will catch him on 3rd and 2. Chris Schwarr goes 47 yards. Touchdown, Elder.
Wow, unbelievable. The only one that was going to catch him was a cold on that play. Nobody even close to touching him after he got through the line.
I'd like to see the replay because the entire left side of the Upper Arlington defensive line was melted away, actually the right side, and Schwarr untouched, 47 yards down the far sideline. Panthers lead 13-0 on Schwarr's 2nd TD of the night. Matt Murray to make it 14-zip. And he does. 1:05 left, 14-0 Elder. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Holding Realtors is
on spot here.
Full football in the entire Elder community. The professionalism, integrity, and work ethic of Holding Agents reflects the values of the Elder community they serve. Whether you're selling your home or property or finding a new one, you can expect Holding Agents to go the extra yard to meet and exceed
10 seconds.
Your real estate needs. Trust the professionals at Holding Realtors. 451-4800. On the web.
Go.
Elder grad Adam Schuster with the Lucian Schuster and Smith team at Morgan Stanley can help navigate the complicated waters of all your investment needs. Contact Adam Schuster with Morgan Stanley at 579-8300 and let him help you reach your investment goals. Welcome back to the pit. Chris Schwarr, 47-yard touchdown run with 65 seconds left in the second half has given Elder a 14-0 lead. And watching the replay on ehsports.com, a crackback block by the one of the Elder receivers coming down the line, sprung Schwarr for the big time run on 32. Legally made. Yes. Matt Murray's kick is away, caught on the run by Nick Blazik, and Blazik carries the ball to the 20, gets a little bit of room at the 25, and out to the 31-yard line. 59 seconds left, and Elder now with a 14-0 lead, and the UA Golden Bears go 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
And of course, 59 seconds to the halftime show, John.
And exactly, Coldwell Banker West Shell halftime report. The Coldwell Banker West Shell halftime report standing by as we have Mark Bengal, Tom Kennedy, and special guest Craig Bengal might make a special guest appearance tonight on the Coldwell Banker West Shell halftime report. 59 seconds to go. 1st and 10 Upper Arlington at the 31-yard line. Back to throw Caparros. Near side throw through the hands of Finfrock. Brings up a 2nd down and 10.
With all these Bengals, it's almost like we have a 53-man roster of Bengals.
Say a first name, any first name, last name Bengal, and you got a 50% chance of naming at least one family member on the west side.
This is true.
And we also congratulate the Steve Bengal family tonight. There's a wedding in the Steve Bengal family, and that's why Phil the Thrill is not with us. I assume Phil has some speaking duties at the rehearsal dinner tonight. So hello and congratulations to Steve and Phil. We miss you. We'll see you next week. 2nd and 10 for the Golden Bears, and Chris Fry, who has had no running room at all, gets to the 33-yard line on 2nd and 10, makes it 3rd down and 8 for Upper Arlington. 45 seconds left. Tony Mazza on the stop.
That's right.
So the Golden Bears look like they have no interest in forcing the issue here. And it's 3rd and 8 with a half-minute left in the first half. Caparros takes a snap, Deep drop, loads it up, wants to throw, but Applegate blindsides him. A sack back to the 31-yard line. Brings up 4th down, and Doug Ramsey wants a timeout. And he gets it with 16 seconds left. And while the timeout is taken, we'll give you a Hoding Realtors scoring update, the scoreboard update, brought to you by Hoding Realtors. Hoding Realtors 451-4800, Hoding.com. The St. X Bombers on the board. And now trail Coleraine 14-6 in the second quarter.
Sure, Mark will fill us in a little bit at halftime. I'm assuming that's a missed extra point on the play for St. X. So, being that the score was just 14, hard to kick 2 field goals that quick. But I don't know, Bengal teams of yesteryear could do it.
Indeed. Well, Doug Ramsey took a quick timeout because it gives his team a chance to make something happen. Perhaps with 16 seconds left and returning a kick, you'd expect an all-out punt blitz here.
You know, it would not surprise me. They really put an all-out rush on this punt. They've been awful close.
Sam Wheeler standing back for Upper Arlington, his 5th punt of the night. He gets it out of there. High, beautiful kick. Cipriani, fair catch at the 20, at the 21-yard line, and with 13 seconds to go, Elder takes over right there. Tonight's game, as always, is brought to you by La Rosa's Pizza. The La Rosa's Plus menu has a simple equation: at a lot for very little. And that is a math equation that you will love at La Rosa's. It won't take long for you to figure that out. The La Rosa's new Plus menu. Drop by 347-1111 or visit them at larosas.com for complete details. And there's several menu items after 9 o'clock that will be $5. And we invite you to come out to Prep Sports Radio Game Night live from La Rosa's on Boudreaux after the game. Elder in the genuflect position, up 14-0 with the ball on their own 22-yard line. 13 seconds left. Peyton Ramsey takes the snap and goes to a knee. And the Elder defense, who's yet to give up a point through 6 quarters. The points last week were all special teams and a pick 6. So the Elder defense through 6 quarters of 2013 has thrown a shutout. They anchor a 14-0 lead for Elder at halftime over Upper Arlington. Coming up next, it's the Coldwell Banker West Show halftime report right here on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
A spacious chalet in the beautiful Smoky Mountains makes the perfect setting for your family reunion, couples weekend, or winter ski vacation. Visit relaxchalet.com to take a tour of the amenities and features of this beautiful mountain escape, overlooking the city of Gatlinburg and stunning mountain views. This outstanding property is owned by Western Hills folks, and they know you'll love it. Availability and complete information is at relaxchalet.com. relaxchalet.com.
The search is over. Your home away from home to cheer on your favorite teams is Holy Grail, west on Ebenezer Road or the Banks, next door to Great American Ballpark. See every play in high def. The Holy Grail, Cincinnati proud. Your search is over.
Hi, this is Dr. Matt Bosom with Cincinnati Sports Medicine. Did you know that almost 3.5 million young people will suffer a sports-related injury this year? And 50% of those injuries are considered overuse injuries from focusing too much on one activity. Remember, a long-term healthy lifestyle begins when we're young. If your youngster is limping, has swelling, or is complaining of pain, let us help you prevent long-term problems and get them back in the game. Cincinnati Sports Medicine, 513-347-9999.
When you're in an auto accident and your insurance company insists you take your car to a cheap, no-name facility, do you think they're looking out for you or for them? It is your right to take your car to the place of your choice, so demand Jim Collins Auto Body. Accidents happen, and Jim Collins understands you want your vehicle back to pre-accident condition with no excuses. For over 40 years, Jim Collins' attention to detail, his commitment to quality, and a job that's always guaranteed has given his customers peace of mind. Jim Collins Auto Body on Glenway Avenue near Best Buy, 922-6336.
Halftime open is next.
Radio
740 WNOP Newport, 89.5 WNOP FM for sales, 89.5 WHSS Hamilton, and online and mobile streaming at sacredheartradio.com.
Sacred Heart Radio.
It's time for the Coldwell Banker West Shore Realtors halftime report. Now, let's go back and break down the first half action. Get you updated with other scores in the area. Once again, here's Mark Bengal, Tom Kennedy, and Steve Bengal.
Go.
And welcome back to the pit at Elder. It is halftime at Elder Stadium, and the Elder Panthers up 14-0 over the Golden Bears of the upper Arlington area of Columbus, Ohio. And Tom, it's one of those situations, if you're here, really, the Golden Bears haven't been able to do anything offensively. But that being said, Elder does not seem to be on fire offensively either. And a lot of opportunities, but a lot of long distance downs. They were throwing, they needed 8 yards, they'd throw 4. They needed 10, they'd go to 6 or whatever. So offensively, they just haven't been on it.
Yeah, and I think, Mark, that's the same way we can say for the first game and a half. Elder's defense, in my mind, is way ahead of the Elder offense so far this year, and a lot of it could be with the dual quarterback situation. It looked like it was a shoulder for Nick Peters. I'm not going to guess or anything, but hopefully he's well and it's not a serious injury. But nonetheless, Elder's defense is doing everything and more that they wanted to do. It's nice to see Dustin Applegate with a sack near the end of the half, and another defensive lineman, Joe Schwar, the fine sophomore. What a beast! And we're gonna fun to watch him for the next 3 years as well on defense. Offensively, Elder turned the ball over, and it gave Upper Arlington the short field, but they weren't able to capitalize on it. The thing that's keeping Upper Arlington in the game is their special teams with the punter. The punter is the hidden yards I always like to talk about, Mark. The hidden yards is in favor of Upper Arlington right now, and the Elder offense started at the 5-yard line and had the 95-yard drive for the touchdown, so they were able to crank it out with Chris Shore having at least 70 of those yards. So nonetheless, I think that Doug Ramsey doesn't want to show a whole lot yet either. Don't you get that impression?
Yeah, you do feel that way. The offense has been just a little vanilla, out of kilter. But at the same time, we were talking on the sideline before the game that you had a feeling that something was going to happen in this game to settle the quarterback controversy. The one thing I did not think was going to happen is that Nick Peters is going to be hit in the shoulder. Now, he got his shoulder injured last year, and it seems like it's his left, his non-throwing shoulder, so that's a good thing. So I don't know if they fear that he was a shoulder separation, a collarbone situation. I don't know. He's walking on the sideline with a splint, and he seems to be in very good spirits. That being said, that kind of takes care of that quarterback controversy that Peyton Ramsey came in and it's on his shoulders now. He's got to get things going. So, perhaps maybe they'll wipe that clean out of his mind. He'll focus and say, hey, I'm the guy. I got to make it happen. And, let's be honest with you, too, Tom. There is a difference between the poise and the quarterback spot when you see a senior that's been there many times versus a sophomore that, he's in that big body of his a lot less than Nick Peters being an older guy. So you're seeing him kind of grow up and mature in front of us.
Right, you really are, Mark. And nonetheless, it's also interesting that when Peyton Ramsey came in, he came in cold. He was expecting it to play out for the next couple rounds and couple possessions, and then he's got to come in. But overall, I think he's done a great job, and now that he knows that he's going to at least finish this game for sure, that's probably going to settle him down at halftime.
Yeah, so the halftime score once again is the Elder Panthers 14, Upper Arlington nothing. A big score near the end of the second half. An interesting, run by Chris Shore. In one way to describe
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the Spirit of Elder, your very own Elder High School Marching Panther Band, led on the field by Drum Major Senior Jason Geis. Tonight, the men and women of the Marching Panthers present highlights from our competition show, music from the hit Broadway musical, Rock of Ages. We begin with Starship's rock anthem, We Built This City, followed by We're Not Gonna Take It, the blockbuster hit by Twisted Sister. We finish our Rock of Ages program with a medley of 4 huge rock hits. Foreigner's Jukebox Hero, I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, Journey's Don't Stop Believing, and We Will Rock You by Queen. Assistant band directors are Jack Anderson and Jordan Shad. Laura Bramble is the guard instructor. Andy Marsh is the percussion instructor. And the director of your Elder High School Marching Band is Mr. Steve Dice. The Marching Panthers will present this show in competition on Saturday, September 14th at Bishop Fenwick High School in Middletown, Ohio. If anyone is missing an iPhone, you can pick it up at the Split the Pot booth.
So they get
at 513-562-8304.
I'm in the minor leagues.
Member SIPC.
I want to challenge those Elder Panther fans that have enjoyed the games. Take some of that money that you would spend that is discretionary and pledge it to Sacred Heart Radio. It is such a great blessing to have. We would really appreciate it.
Elder fans, to pledge now, visit sacredheartradio.com.
Welcome back to the pit along with Sean O'Connor. I'm John Kirtley. We're just wrapping up halftime festivities here at Elder High School. Week 2 of the 2013 season, and the Elder Panthers have endured a couple injuries here early in the season. Last week it was Andrew Sportsman, the speedy wide receiver, suffering a concussion. He was out tonight. And then early on, Nick Peters, the senior quarterback who was sharing possessions with sophomore Peyton Ramsey, suffered some sort of shoulder injury very early on, and he has not come back since the first few minutes of the first quarter, and his jersey's off, and he has some sort of injury to his left shoulder. We'll have to check that up. So Elder without two of its big guns, but Sean, they're getting it done on the ground behind number 21. And if you need a hat, something to hang your hat on, that's not a bad place to start.
Oh, absolutely not. Shore's doing a great job, and that offensive line's doing another great job as well. And what it's doing is just creating for Chris Shore just unbelievable holes to run through. And, when you get to your linebackers and your safeties, before anyone makes contact with you or even gets close to making contact with you, it's a great night for a running back.
14-0 Elder on the McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week on the Prep Sports Radio Network, presented by McCluskey Chevrolet and the Holy Grail. Before, during, or after the game, the search is over. The Holy Grail West in Delhi on Ebenezer, and the Holy Grail at the Banks, located directly across from Great American Ballpark. The family-friendly menu includes soups, chili, wings, salads, wraps, burgers, sandwiches, and pizza, all served and delivered to you in front of 30 HD TVs displaying the top local, regional, and national games of the day. The Holy Grail West in Delhi on Ebenezer, and the Holy Grail at the Banks, the meeting place for all areas of greater Cincinnati.
And some of the best waitresses and bartenders in the country work at that place.
And that place, do they ever not have a massive crowd? I mean, it's
during the week, it's comfortable. It's a great place to go.
It surely is, and it's becoming part of Red's tradition. I mean, opening day at the Banks and at the Holy Grail is the place to be. As Matt Murray kicks it away for Elder, and Chris Fry, who is headed to Michigan State next year, has had a quiet game, and he returns that ball to the 17-yard line in Upper Arlington. Other than stripping Chris Shore and recovering a Chris Shore fumble early on, have done nothing on offense. The Elder defense, Sean, has just been suffocating, especially up front.
Yeah, this is the key. This is a key first drive of the second half for this defensive line for the Panthers. They really got to set the tone for the second half.
All right, then quarterback Kyle Caparos in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He'll roll left. And he'll throw over the middle, over the head of the intended receiver, incomplete. On the deflection, Sam Wheeler almost brought it down. Dangerous throw. It's 2nd down and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, when a quarterback makes those type of throws, John, it's not unusual for that ball to be picked off. Two Panthers had an opportunity to pick it off, but he just got lucky with that pass. It just wasn't making the right tips. The ball tipped out of play.
2nd and 10. And Elder trying to force another 3rd and long. They'll go, and for the first time tonight, Upper Arlington will go out of the I formation. Chris Fry dotting the I. Actually, he lines up at fullback, and they'll toss it to Fry. And he runs it left. The play is strung out at the 15-yard line, beautifully defended by Elder, and a loss of 2 on the play by Chris Fry. But we have a penalty flag, Sean?
Yeah, they may call a face mask on this. We'll find out. Yep, face mask against the Panthers, 15 yards, automatic first down.
And that will generate a first down for Upper Arlington. Tonight's game is brought to you by RelaxChalet.com. RelaxChalet.com, the prime fall color season in Gatlinburg is upon us. Go to RelaxChalet.com to book your fall getaway now. There are still great dates left, but they fill up fast. Visit RelaxChalet.com, RelaxChalet.com to check availability. 11:32 to go, third quarter. Elder leads Upper Arlington 14-0. Sean O'Connor and John Kirtley with you live from the pit. Kyle Caparos in the shotgun on 1st and 10 from the 30 after the 15-yard penalty. They throw a swing pass to Chris Fry. He picks up 5 yards before being tackled by Thomas Ottenreeb. 2nd down and 5.
Ottenreeb doing a good job of pulling him down, but big 5-yard gain for the Bears. First time they've gained positive yards on first down in quite a long time, John.
The pit has been alive tonight, anchored by the students section to our left. They have been in it from minute number 1. 2nd down and 5 for the Golden Bears at the 35. And they'll hand it to Chris Fry. He runs over an Elder tackler near first down yardage. Chris Fry dishing out punishment as he took on Kyle Orloff in the middle. And actually, the nose of the football might be shy of the first down.
He's an inch short of a first down.
But Chris Fry, that's the most room he's had. He picks up 4 yards on 2nd and 5, makes it 3rd and inches. 10:20 to go, third quarter. Elder leads 14-0. A pitcher's duel here at the pit tonight.
This is going to be an interesting call for the Bears because the Panthers been doing a great job of owning that line of scrimmage. And this offensive line for the Bears are going to have one of the best plays of the night for them to get this first down.
Wishbone formation for Caparros. He hands to a fullback. He's got the first down, as that was Chase Greenlee on the first down. It's time for a Hoding Realtors scoreboard update. This scoreboard update brought to you by Hoding Realtors. Visit hoding.com for a tour of great properties. Hoding Realtors, 451-4800, Sean. Coleraine leads St. X 17-6.
LaSalle 42, East Central 0, Kings 14, Pickwa 7, Anderson 22, Withrow 8, Lincoln 21, Fairfield 14, Mason 10, Bishop Watterson 7, Winton Woods 13, Hamilton 10.
First down and 10 on the dive play by Chase Greenlee gives the Golden Bears a 1st and 10 at the 41. Pump fake, and now Caparros will run it himself. He'll get to the 45-yard line as he sprinted left. Pump fake rolled back to the right. Michael Bailey tackles him for a 4-yard gain.
Loveland up 21-0 over Lebanon. And to finish out the Hoding Realtors scoring updates, it's Lakota West 7, Glen Estee 0.
Orloff on the stop for Elder at 2nd and 6 as the Golden Bears had a little bit of momentum here out of the locker room. 9:05 to go in the third quarter. This is the initial drive of the third quarter.
Yeah, penalties kill you, John, and that's exactly what this has done for the Panthers. This drive has just killed them.
Caparros in the gun, 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Chris Fry in the backfield, rolling left, but a penalty flag, and they blow it dead. A 5-yard penalty.
The guard on this side of the field, John, lifted too early.
Tonight's game, of course, brought to you by McCluskey Chevrolet. Prep Sports Radio has been broadcasting Elder football for 24 years, and McCluskey Chevrolet has been the presenting sponsor from the beginning. When looking for a new car, visit McCluskey Chevrolet in the Kings Auto Mall and tell Walt and Mike Kelsey thank you. McCluskey Chevrolet 513, 513-761-1111. 513-761-1111. I'll walk into McCluskey tomorrow. I will have my hand slapped.
You had a Holy Grail moment there. That's what we call it.
All right, 2nd and 11 after the penalty for Upper Arlington. They'll snap it from their own 40. 8:30 to go in the third quarter. Caparros play fake, throws a bubble screen to Fry, and he's got a head of steam near midfield. He has he's 1 yard shy of the first down to the 50-yard line. Nicely drawn up play there. And actually, that was not Fry. That was Jackson Finfrock, who picked up 10 yards, brings it 3rd and 1 at the 50.
Let's just go back 4 plays. The Panthers had them on their own 10, John, and that personal foul is just killing this Panther defense right now. It's really putting their backs up against the wall.
3rd and 1. Caparros in the gun with Chris Fry next to him. 4 receivers in the formation. Snap to Caparros. Rolls right over the middle. Throw! It's through the hands of the intended receiver. Nick Blazik brings up 4th down and 1.
You would think the Bears may think about going for it, but nope. Punt team comes back out, and boy, the way their punter's been tonight, John, he's done an excellent job of getting the football in the air high. And this is going to put, who's back there, Cipriani back pretty far. He just should let that ball go over his head. Remember, he's right about the 12-yard line right now.
Busy man tonight has been Sam Wheeler, the punter for Upper Arlington. High snap, he gets it down. Another good punt, and Cipriani at the 17-yard line calls a fair catch with 7:45 left third quarter, and Elder goes on offense for the first time in the second half. Tonight's game brought to you by Jim Collins Auto Body. For 40 years, Jim Collins Auto Body has been turning your car's nasty dents and bangs back into showroom condition. Jim Collins Auto Body, a business that you can depend on. And coming up after the game, it's Prep Sports Radio Game Night, live from La Rosa's Pizza on Boudinot Avenue. Join Mark Bengal, Tom Kennedy, the illustrious Joe Harbin for opening night for for Prep Sports Radio Game Night live from La Rosa's on Boudreaux. Sophomore quarterback Peyton Ramsey leading the Panthers for the first time here in the third quarter. He turns and hands to Chris Schwar, and Schwar has 2 yards to the 20-yard line.
Joe Harbin's out of hibernation.
He is. He's out. And,
wow.
and you know, it's never too early to start projecting when you're Joe Harbin. He might already have he might already know who's going to make the playoffs, and we're not even 2 weeks in. Schwar gets 3 yards, actually. The line of scrimmage, the 20-yard line. Elder will put it in play, moving right to left, 2nd and 7 from their own 20. The 2 scoring plays of this game are both Chris Schwar touchdowns, a 1-yarder in the second quarter and a 47-yarder. And they'll hand to Schwar again, and he runs it over left guard and has a hole to the 25 to the 26-yard line. And he will be short of the first down. Should be 3rd down and 1.
Well, that was interesting, John. You saw him run it right at us here in the press box, and you saw him turn on those jets. And he kind of nonchalantly came up to the line of scrimmage, and a hole just opened up for him, and boom, he was right through it, and big pickup on the play for him. Looks like he had, 6, 7 on that run?
Officially 6 yards, makes it 3rd and 1 at the 26. Tanner Ramsey at fullback, Chris Schwar at tailback, Peyton Ramsey at quarterback. And they'll turn, hand to Schwar right up the middle. First down, breaks the tackle, still on his feet, down to the 33-yard line, a 7-yard run by Schwar. And a first down for Elder. And something to watch, Sean, as I saw Noah Spielman, the ace defensive tackle for Upper Arlington. He actually plays both ways, plays offensive line for the Golden Bears. He limped off the field after the last drive, and he is not in there to start this defensive possession for Upper Arlington. Elder with a 1st and 10 as they've kept the ball on the ground almost exclusively tonight. 33-yard line is the line of scrimmage, but Schwar is going nowhere fast on that play as Ramsey hands it to him out of the shotgun, and Graham Devine gobbles him up for no gain.
I'm trying to find him on the sidelines over there, John, and I'm having no luck, so he may be sitting on the bench.
2nd down and 10 for Elder now at the 33-yard line. No gain for Schwar. 5:36 left, third quarter. 14-0 Elder.
Yes, he is sitting on the bench on the far side of the field.
Peyton Ramsey at quarterback in the gun with Chris Schwar standing behind him. Tanner Ramsey at fullback, 3 receivers in the formation. Peyton Ramsey play fake, rolls right, has some room. Now he'll try to run, cut it back, has a little bit of daylight at the 35 to the 38. And he picks up 5 yards, does Peyton Ramsey, brings up 3rd down and 4. Tonight's game is brought to you by Jake Sweeney Mazda West. Jake Sweeney Mazda West, a new sponsor of the Prep Sports Radio Network and Elder Panther football. Jake Sweeney Mazda West on Ferguson Road has a great selection of new Mazdas as well as great certified used cars. Jake Sweeney Mazda West is your West Side dealer, 699-4900. And don't forget to mention your Panther pride to your salesman. Jake Sweeney Mazda West. 3rd down and 4 for Elder at their own 39-yard line. 4.5 minutes left, third quarter. Panthers lead 14-0 over Upper Arlington. Peyton Ramsey takes the snap. Quick throw over the middle. Complete to Chris Schwar in the slot at the 50-yard line, and he's gang tackled there. He picks up 11 yards and a first down.
Was it me or was there 2 receivers over here, John?
There were.
That nobody even was covering. No one. So that was quite interesting. Was it that Peyton didn't see him standing over here, or it was just such a quick design route? Those corners just were cheating that much.
Well, you rarely see Elder throw to a running back out of the backfield, but a nice circle route by Schwar picks up 11 yards on 3rd and 4. All right, Elder at midfield, 1st and 10. 4:08 left, third quarter. They lead 14-0. Ramsey takes a high snap, fumbles it, gets it back, and he's blasted. He fumbles the football. It's returned by Upper Arlington for a touchdown. Elliott Timmons goes all the way, 40 yards, and we have a ball game at the pit.
He's all right. He's all right. Everybody's worried about Peyton. He said he's all right. He took a hit, so he's
That was a high snap. Peyton Ramsey brought it down and had no clue that he was about to be blown up, and we'll get the number on the Golden Bear, and he fumbled immediately, and Elliott Timmons runs it back, and for the second week in a row, an Elder opponent has turned a turnover into a touchdown, and with 3:56 to go third quarter, The Golden Bears are a PAT away from slicing Elder's lead in half.
Be quite interesting here. They don't have enough players on the field. And now he comes back out.
Jared O'Brien on for the PAT for Upper Arlington. What a turn of events here as O'Brien adds the extra point. 14-7, Elder with the lead. A new game here at the pit. 3:56 left, third quarter. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
The latest and greatest designs in Elder Spirit.
Only one here, guys.
Spirit Store, located at the Donahoe Center in the front of the pit. Purple and white is always in fashion.
Turn this off. What are they going to do if Benton gets hurt? Jeez. He said he was fine, but who was it that came? Was that the corner or the safety?
I don't know. It was ugly.
Go.
Tonight's game brought to you by CincyNightOut.com. CincyNightOut.com, your one-stop resource for fun in Cincinnati. Restaurants, nightlife, entertainment, bands, and beyond. CincyNightOut.com is your interactive and informational resource for entertainment in Cincinnati. Easily plan an entire evening out on the town with CincyNightOut.com and download the app, My Night Out, the app for CincyNightOut.com. Well, what a turn of events. Elder had a 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line, but a high snap led to a strip sack of Peyton Ramsey. And Elliott Timmons goes 40 yards for a touchdown on a fumble recovery. And Upper Arlington has sliced Elder's lead in half. It's 14-7. The kick is away, returned by Dominic Falacci to the 25-yard line. Peyton Ramsey was shaken up on that play. He had cocked his arm to throw, Sean, and he was met as soon as he dropped his arm back. So there was real concern about an injury to his throwing arm, but he looks okay.
Yeah, he's definitely coming back into the ball game, but under any circumstance, he got clobbered from the backside, and the ball just was immediately, come away from his hand and didn't have an opportunity. No Panthers was around, and easy touchdown for the Bears.
3:50 to go, third quarter, and Elder with their backs against the wall up 14-7. Peyton Ramsey takes the snap, hands to Chris Schwar, and he has a escort, and did he fumble the ball again? No, he did not. He held on to it but dropped at the 26-yard line. It's a 3-yard gain.
Almost lethargic, almost going to the line that time. He didn't have a good, full steam, kind of tentative. Unlike him when he's really successful. He was real tentative going to the line of scrimmage on that play.
Noah Spielman back in the game for Upper Arlington. And here's where you check out early in the season, Sean, if your team's got any poise. I mean, there's some adversity here.
Absolutely, this week and last week for sure.
And you got a sophomore quarterback. And again, Nick Peters, the senior quarterback, he's out with an injury. So it's Peyton Ramsey's ship to steer, and he's got a 2nd and 7 from the Panther 26. Moving right to left. He will roll left, and he'll throw to the near side, and it's almost intercepted again. Lewis Hughes had his fingertips on that one. Intended receiver was Dominic Falacci, and Elder dodges the bullet there. It's 3rd and 7.
Cipriani was 20 yards downfield on the 40. No one on him. These are the things that, it's sophomore quarterbacks, and I don't care what school you're at, have a hard time thinking. If the guy is not open, you throw the ball away or you make it incatchable for both players. If you don't see the guy open, don't throw it.
2:56 to go, third quarter. Elder with a 3rd and 7 at their own 26. They lead 14-7. Peyton Ramsey in the gun. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. And he will run it himself. They'll run a shovel pass to Schwar, and Schwar is dropped at the 30-yard line, a 4-yard gain. And Elder will have to punt, and Upper Arlington will get the ball back with a chance to tie.
Well, complete momentum shift there. I thought for sure we'd get a face mask on that. We didn't get one, but unfortunately for the Panthers, no turnover.
Tony Mazza in to punt for Elder, his 2nd punt of the night. And, it's a beauty. And fair catch at the 26-yard line. Line of scrimmage was the 21, so a 45-yard boot for Mazza. Upper Arlington will have a 1st down and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Tonight's game is brought to you by Wardway Fuels. Kevin and Gary Ward and all the staff at Wardway Fuels are proud to sell and service great grills like Weber, Duquesne, Broilmaster, and the unique Green Egg Of course, Wardway is known for home heating oil programs as well as pool supplies and services. Wardway is located at the corner of Bridgetown and Glenway in Bridgetown. All right, the Golden Bears with all momentum right now after the fumble recovery for a touchdown. Now they get the ball back, down 14-7. Caparros will pump once, run on himself, and he is thrown down violently by Daniel Fishburne from the backside. I think he will be credited with a 1-yard gain, but Fishburne, nice work there on the quarterback sneak.
Fishburne absolutely did a great job coming from the far side, John, making the play, not giving up on a play. He was blocked twice, almost tripped a little bit, but able to come down with the tackle.
It'll be a 2nd and 9 for Upper Arlington. And with 1:45 to go, Elder up 14-7. Line of scrimmage, the Golden Bear 27-yard line. Kyle Caparros in the shotgun. Chris Fry gets the carry. He's met in the backfield, spins away from one, now cuts it to the outside. And we have 3 penalty flags down as Fry is tackled at the 31-yard line. I've never seen all 5 penalty flags thrown at once.
Yeah, it kind of looked like my laundry this morning on the floor there. That was unbelievable how many shirts came thrown out there. That was five flags. It would be a chop block against the Bears. That's a personal foul.
So the Golden Bears, who have not been flagged significantly tonight, their first big one here, and this will back them up to the 16-yard line. It amounts to an 11-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, but Fry did get to the 30, so really about a 15-yarder for Upper Arlington there. 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Elder leads Upper Arlington 14-7.
And the Panthers really need to do a good job here of not allowing a first down to happen here. Just don't let them pass the 20-25 here and gain good field position.
Kyle Caparros will be in the gun on 2nd and 20 from the Golden Bears 16-yard line. Takes a snap. 4-man rush for Elder. Caparros throws, is intercepted and run back for a touchdown. Michael Bailey returns the favor. Golden goalpost from 15 yards out. Michael Bailey, a pick 6, and Elder back on top by 13 at 20-7.
Boy, he made that look almost too easy. He almost was thrown right to him. Easy pick for him, and Michael Bailey, it was Christmas early.
It was not a good decision by Kyle Caparros, and Michael Bailey steps in front of the intended receiver, Lewis Hughes, and takes it 20 yards for a touchdown, and Elder a PAT from regaining their 14-point lead, and we have a Golden Bear down with cramps, as is not uncommon this time of year. Boy, just what the doctor ordered, and the Elder defense has to be getting A's across the board here in the first 7 quarters of this 2013 season. They have been so stingy, snap to snap, and there coming up with a big play, a pick 6 by senior Michael Bailey.
Jackson Finfrock is the injured player.
Jackson Finfrock is being helped off the field.
It's a fun name to say.
It is, Jackson Finfrock. I gotta like that one. And Matt Murray on for his 3rd PAT attempt of the evening. He's 2 for 2 thus far. Out of the hold of Austin Cipriani. High snap. He gets it down, and he missed it. Wide to the left. The high snap threw off the timing. So we have a 20-7 ball game with 1:01 to go in the third quarter. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Skyline Chili before or after.
Only doing Skyline here, guys.
There we go.
And
Joey
Skyline
Votto.
Chili, like Elder, has its roots in
What, you actually got a hit finally?
This tradition with
Man, you got one that
Skyline
means
Chili
something.
restaurants in Delhi, Harrison Avenue in Dent, and Glenway Avenue. So put on
That
your
side,
purple
it just
and
seems
enjoy
every year
that
gets darker and
delicious
darker,
Skyline
doesn't
Chili.
It does.
It's
Yeah. Change the light bulb. So
5
there is one out. You
seconds.
can see it on the
Oh, yeah.
if you want to get yourself blinded.
Heads up. Go.
Welcome back to the pit. A Michael Bailey 20-yard interception return for a touchdown has staked Elder to a 20-7 lead with 1:01 to go in the third quarter. The PAT was no good, so Elder with a 13-point lead. Tonight's game is brought to you by Shore Optical. Dr. Ken Shore of Shore Optical can make your world look a lot more in focus. Good eyesight is a vital key to success in schoolwork or sports. I might need him right now. If you think your vision is not what it should be, then let 1979 Elder grad Dr. Ken Schwar give you a complete eye examination. Schwar Optical 451-0010. Staring into the lights here at the pit is not a good idea for eyesight, by the way.
No.
All right, Matt Murray boots it away, and it's returned right up the middle. It's Lewis Howe. He's down to the 20-yard line. Nice special teams stop there by Chris Collins. So the Golden Bears back on offense. Want to say hello to our good buddy and but PSRN family member, Jonathan Machuga, listening tonight from Bristol, Connecticut. Chugs is working for ESPN. He had the most talent out of our crew, and therefore you get moved up to ESPN.
He gets his type better.
That's right. So, Chugs, I know you're listening tonight, and we miss you, and get back home soon. 56 seconds left to go, third quarter. Elder leads 20-7. And Caparros hands to Chris Fry. He's dragged down from behind, and on consecutive plays, it was Chris Collins on special teams, and then Chris Collins on defense dragging down Chris Fry, who's now limping off the field. A 1-yard loss on the play.
Boy, Collins' pursuit of that football was unbelievable. He was right on top of it from the get-go.
And again, Elder, if you look at the scoreboard, they gave up 14 points last week. They gave up 7 tonight, but none of the scores have been attributed to the defense. 2 returns on turnovers and a kickoff return last week. That's the whole scoring against Elder here, and we are almost through 7 quarters. 14 seconds left in the third quarter. Elder leads 20-7. Upper Arlington with a 2nd and 11 from their own 19-yard line.
They're not going to run this play.
They will not. That will bring us to the end of the third quarter. The final stanza from the pit coming up after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Hi, Elder fans. Paul Cluxton here from McCluskey Chevrolet.
Yeah, don't look into those lights. I know, I'm still blinking like, wow.
Okay, guys, this is going to go ahead and take me out to legal ID. You're back right after the ID.
McCluskey Westside VIP service. Paul Cluxton.
Who did Jonathan kill to get hired with ESPN?
The search is over. Your home away from home to cheer on your favorite teams is Holy Grail. West on Ebenezer Road or the Banks next door to Great American Ballpark. See every play in high def. The Holy Grail, Cincinnati proud. Your search is over.
This is Sacred Heart Catholic Radio. 740 WLP Newport, 895 FM for sale. 895 WHSS Little Road.
5 seconds.
At sacredheartradio.com.
Along with Sean O'Connor, I'm John Kirtley. The McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week presented by the Holy Grail and by Cincinnati Sports Medicine and Orthopedic on the Prep Sports Radio Network. Live tonight from the pit at Elder High School. Start of the fourth quarter. Elder leads Upper Arlington 20-7. Elder looking to start 2-0. 2nd and 11 for the Golden Bears of their own 19. The two teams switch sides. UA moving right to left. Caparros will throw deep near side, and that one is over the head of the intended receiver, incomplete. Nick Blazik. Michael Bailey, step for step. The fun does not stop after the game, folks. You want to stick around on the Prep Sports Radio Network and catch Prep Sports Radio Game Night live from La Rosa's Pizza on Boudinot Avenue. Mark Bengal, Tom Kennedy, and Joe Harbin. You can tune in or stop by after the game. The La Rosa's Plus menu will be featured, and after 9 o'clock, some menu items are $5. So stop by La Rosa's on Boudinot after the game. If you can't make it, don't turn that dial, as Mark Bengal will get you caught up on all the action around the tri-state on La Rosa's Prep Sports Radio Game Night. 3rd and 11 for Upper Arlington at the 19-yard line. The snap to Caparros. He'll roll left. Now he'll step up, has a little bit of room. Now he'll pump and try to run it. And Elder again, and it's Chris Collins stopping him short of the first down, and Chris Collins having a big third quarter and fourth.
And the Bears will punt here. With this will take us down 11 minutes to go in the ball game, but again, the Panthers are doing an excellent job on defense.
Sound like a broken record, but when you throw up zeros, that's what it sounds like. It's music to the ears of Doug Ramsey. High snap, and that one's almost blocked, but Sam Wheeler gets it out of there. It'll bounce at the 50-yard line. Take a UA bounce inside the 40, and Elder will start 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. Speaking of great hits on defense, stay tuned for our Cooper Electric Elder Star of the Game. Elder grad and Cooper Electric President Greg Hyland pledges to meet your demands for quality, value, and service. Cooper Electric, 513-271-5000. And Chris Collins making a run at it, Sean.
Absolutely.
Love guys who get it done on special teams and defense. All right, Elder with a 20-7 lead. All ones on the clock, 11-11 left. 1st and 10 from the 38. Peyton Ramsey takes a snap, hands to Chris Schwar, and Schwar getting the tough yardage across the 40 to the 42-yard line. And that's a 4-yard gain for number 21. We don't have live stats handy, but they're going to be pretty gaudy again for Schwar, who racked up 180 yards last week against Middletown. And he is to account for the only offensive touchdowns tonight for Elder, a 1-yarder in the second quarter and a 47-yarder late in the second quarter. 2nd and 6 for Elder, their own 42. Peyton Ramsey in the gun, takes the snap. It's Chris Schwar on a counter play, right up the guts, got some space, and he'll get to the 46-yard line. Forward progress stopped there. It'll be 3rd and 2 after a 4-yard gain again for Schwar. Third down and 2, a critical one, and Sean never. Go ahead.
The Panther cheering section is absolutely right. He is the workhorse. I mean, there's no other way to put it. He's carried this team tonight.
He's the definition of a bell cow. And Elder's had a few over the years. Of course, Bradley Glatar and Kyle Kester come to mind. 3rd and 2. Snap to Ramsey. Hand to Schwar. Shuffles away across the line of scrimmage and puts his head down, carrying 7 defenders for Upper Arlington, all the way down to the Golden Bear 42. A 12-yard gain. You had to see it to believe it. But Chris Schwar, the battering ram, it took 7 UA defenders to get him down after a 14-yard romp.
That kind of looks like some of my friends at a buffet table. I mean, it was unbelievable. He was not going down. He was going to get that last chicken wing, and he kept going, driving and driving, and he got it. I mean, it was unbelievable. Carried him 10 yards.
Officially a 10-yard run. 1st and 10 for Elder now at the UA 43. 9:27 left in regulation. Elder leads by 13. It's Schwar again off right tackle. And this time the sledding is a little tougher. Picks up maybe a yard on the play. The block around the horn on that play was laid by Tommy Kramer, 280-pound sophomore, 6'5", Sean. 6'5", 280-pound sophomore.
He just doesn't look like that big, does he?
He does not. He wears it very well. And can you imagine 3 solid years of Tommy Kramer at right tackle? Come on now. And on the other side, Kevin Pickett, no slouch himself at 280, a senior.
Big boys.
The snap, and they'll run a zone read play, and Peyton Ramsey keeps it himself. He's grabbed by the jersey from behind and snowed under at the 38. That's a gain of 4, makes it 3rd and 5 for Elder at the Upper Arlington 37-yard line, 8:33 left in the game.
Biggest thing here, John, is clock just continues to roll, and they've already run off every second almost of this 4th quarter.
Indeed. Next week, Elder will be back at the pit against Francis Howell, a team from the St. Louis area. At the pit Friday night, but stay tuned. That game, 7 o'clock kickoff. 7 o'clock kickoff a week from tonight, not 7:30. We'll be on the air at 6:30 on the Prep Sports Radio Network. 3rd and 6 for Elder at the Upper Arlington 39. Chris Schwar takes a direct snap, runs it right up the gut, and he is tackled at the 37. That's a 2-yard gain, and the clock continues to churn under 8 minutes. It's now 7:45 left, and let's see what Doug Ramsey wants to do here.
Oh, he's definitely going to go for it. There's no doubt about it. With this much time on the clock, you're up 2 scores.
4th and 3.
4th and 3. Wonder who's going to get this football.
Ever since the near interception in the 3rd quarter, it has been all running game for Elder. You expect no different here for number 21. Peyton Ramsey in the gun. Double tight end set. Devin Pike in motion, left to right. Long count. And a whistle and a timeout by Elder. 7:12 to go in the game. Elder leads 20-7. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Holding Realtors is a proud sponsor.
One spot here, guys.
All in the entire elder community.
Field mic
The
one.
professionalism,
Check.
integrity,
Field mic.
and work
Check,
ethic
check.
of Holding Agents
1 2
reflects
1 2.
the values of the elder community they serve.
Check.
Whether you're selling your
Field,
home or
check.
property or finding a new one, you can expect Holding Agents to go the extra yard to meet and exceed your needs. For all your real estate needs, trust the professionals at Holding Realtors, 451-4800. On the web,
Go ahead.
.com.
Welcome back to the pit. Elder leads 20-7 with 7:12 to go. Sean O'Connor and John Kirtley with you at the pit. Back in the studios, it's our man Kevin Kenny at the dials of Sacred Heart Radio, and we welcome Kevin back for another season of Elder football. If you are impressed with how we sound, and we're not impressed. We always think that we can do better, but other people tell us we sound okay, and that's due mostly in part to Mr. Kevin Kenny back in the studios at Sacred Heart Radio. So Kevin, great job. Elder will now punt after the timeout on 4th and 3. Tony Mazza with a pooch kick, and running up on it at the 25-yard line is Lewis Hughes. So with 7:04 left in regulation, Upper Arlington will have a first down and 10 at their own 25.
Obviously, that's not what head coach Doug Ramsey wanted to happen. What, they gained, John, 15 yards on that?
Yeah, not much of a change there. The line of scrimmage was a 38, I believe, so a 13-yard punt.
So now he's probably second-guessing if he should have went for it or not, but it is what it is.
Elder facing some adversity early in the injury front. Actually, their first significant injury occurred during summer practice as they lost starting tight end Taylor Lee at a 6'6", 255-pound tight end. He's out for the year with a knee injury. As Caparros throws on 1st and 10 from the Upper Arlington 25, it's complete in the flat to the 29-yard line. Nicely defended there by Elders Thomas Ottenreed, Tony Mazza, and Mark Adams. Is a 4-yard gain, but the injuries continue to mount. Nick Peters went out early. Elders starting quarterback for this and the last game, and then Andrew Sportsman did not even suit up tonight. So Elders got some health issues to get through. 2nd and 6 for the Upper Arlington Golden Bears at their own 29-yard line. The snap to Caparros. He'll throw a bubble screen near side. It's tipped up in the air and incomplete, almost intercepted again by Michael Bailey.
Boy, Bailey did an excellent job of even making an attempt at intercepting that football. He's punched it up in the air, tried to reach for it, and hit the ground before he was able to scoop it up. But another great play by Bailey on the outside.
All right, another 3rd down for Upper Arlington. If they want to get back in the game, they got to have this one. 3rd and 6 from their own 29. 6:22 to go, trailing 20-7.
3rd down and 6.
Kyle Caparros, the senior quarterback, at the helm. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Caparros to throw. He'll run left, throw deep near sideline. Nobody home. Overthrew his receiver by 15 yards or more.
Well, it was coming to you, John.
It was. That intended receiver was the Elder bench there. And here comes the punting unit. Sam Wheeler to punt again for Upper Arlington with 6:17 to go.
I think we're going to see, again, another steady dose of running. But here's the key. Do you keep Schwarr in, or do you put somebody else back there?
He's got to be getting tired.
Yeah, well, not just that, but injuries. You get that bug. It just seems to be like a cold goes through the team. You don't want that.
The punt is away. It's a low wobbler. Cipriani will run it back at the 37, at the 40, cuts it back, and drag down back to where he caught the ball. So 1st and 10 for Elder at the 37-yard line. Coming up after the game, it's Prep Sports Radio Game Night live from La Rosa's Pizza on Boudreaux Avenue. That's after Sean O'Connor catches up with Doug Ramsey on the field. Win or lose, Sean will catch up with Coach Ramsey, so stay tuned for that. Right,
yeah,
Sean?
Thank you, maybe. Yeah. Hopefully they'll be on the winning side. I would not want to be down there on the losing end.
1st and 10 Elder, trying to salt this one away. They'll snap it from their own 38. They lead 20-7 with 6:08 to go. Peyton Ramsey hands to Chris Schwarr on a trap play right up the gut. He's got room to the 45-yard line for Schwarr, a 7-yard gain for the big guy.
And again, Spielman not out there at all.
There's another cramping
for the Bears at all this second half. So that's really put a hurting on their defense.
And actually, that is Noah Spielman, who's down for Upper Arlington. We'll take a quick timeout on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
A spacious chalet in the beautiful Smoky Mountains makes the perfect setting for your family reunion, couples weekend, or winter ski vacation. Visit relaxchalet.com to take a tour of the amenities and features of this beautiful mountain escape, overlooking the city of Gatlinburg and stunning mountain views. This outstanding property is owned by Western Hills folks, and they know you'll love it. Availability and complete information is at relaxchalet.com. Relax, Chalet.
Go.
Welcome back to the pit. Noah Spielman he's running off the field under his own power. The 240-pound senior defensive tackle, the son of Ohio State legend Chris Spielman, appears to be okay. And Elder will put it in play 2nd and 3 at their own 45. They lead 20-7 with 5:50 left in regulation. Sophomore quarterback Peyton Ramsey calling the shots from the pistol formation. He's got Chris Schwarr and Tanner Ramsey with him. And he'll hand on a draw play to Schwarr. And Schwarr takes on a tackler, blasts him upside the head across the 50 down to the 49-yard line as Jackson Finfrock got Chris Schwarr right under the chin strap. First down yardage for Schwarr on a 6-yard run.
Elder was over, John, 270 yards of offense prior to that play. Upper Arlington, 71.
Wow.
For the game.
It has been a spectacular performance by the Elder Panther defense tonight. 5:20 to go in regulation. 20-7 Elder. 1st and 10. Peyton Ramsey out of the shotgun. And he'll play fake this time. Loads up. Wants to go long. Has a man. He's got it. Cipriani at the 21-yard line. Great catch by Cipriani. A 28-yard gain. First down Elder.
Can't stretch out any further than Cipriani on that play. He just did a great job. Dove about 4 yards in the air, came down with it. Great catch, great effort.
Elder with a perfect call there on the play action fake by Peyton Ramsey, and Ramsey put it on Cipriani. Cipriani had to leap a little bit to get his hands on it, brought it down for a 28-yard gain. 1st and 10 Elder at the Golden Bear 23-yard line, 4:45 to go in regulation. 20-7 Elder.
Timeout Panthers. Doug's not happy about this. A little confusion on the field.
Indeed. We'll take a timeout on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Second timeout.
Buying or selling your home is a very important decision, and your first correct decision is contacting Coldwell Banker West Shell. With a new combination of Cagney, Weisker, and Associates,
I'm going to try to
Banker West
jot,
Shell,
well,
they
have nothing to print out. That's
experts.
I know.
The professionals at Coldwell Banker West Shell will develop an effective plan to
10 seconds.
assist you in acquiring your dream home. Coldwell Banker West Shell, 922-9400. On the web at
Go.
Welcome back to the pit along with Sean O'Connor. I'm John Kirtley, the McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week on the Prep Sports Radio Network, presented by the Holy Grail and Cincinnati Sports Medicine and Orthopedic. Elder leads Upper Arlington 20-7. They have the ball 1st and 10 at the Golden Bear 23. 4:39 left in regulation. Quarterback Peyton Ramsey, after the timeout, takes the snap, hands to Chris Schwarr on a wrap play left to right. Schwarr plows in the line. He's still moving. It's a 7-car pileup at the 15-yard line. Schwarr is finally stopped at the 16, a 7-yard gain for Schwarr.
It's so funny watching when the offensive line and everybody on defense is trying to tackle Schwarr. It is rugby. There's no other way. It's just a big scrum. It's so cool to see because it's always going in the Panthers, opposite direction. They're always pushing somebody forward. They're doing a good job tonight. The offensive line can't say enough, and the tight ends for the Panthers are doing an excellent job as well.
2nd and 4 Elder at the UA 17, under 4 minutes left.
2nd and 4.
Man in motion is Cipriani. And it's Schwarr right up the gut. He's got some room at the 10. Splits the defenders down to the 6-yard line. An 11-yard run by Schwarr.
The reason I was laughing, John, you saw it too. The hole was definitely there. He just got tripped up, and he was a little mad at himself. He wasn't able to pick up that foot fast enough and fell forward. He's 6 yards short of a touchdown, but I'm sure he'll get one here soon.
1st and goal Elder on the 11-yard run by Schwarr. They'll set up shop at the 7-yard line. 3:25 left in the game. Elder trying to put the final nail in the coffin, so to speak. Peyton Ramsey will hand it to Chris Schwarr. He bounces it outside, stiff arms the tackler, but he's gang tackled. Here comes the penalty flagger. Schwarr actually broke out of there, got to the 3-yard line, and let's check the penalty. That might be a face mask.
Yeah, it is a face mask, John. No doubt about that one. So it'll be a first down for the Panthers right about the 4.5, almost 3-yard line, so half the distance.
It will be, indeed. So first and goal, Elder, probably at the 3.
The good thing I like about that play, Tanner Ramsey, the fullback, didn't really get a good jump on that play to get to the outside to hit that defensive end. But he just always remembered just basic coaching technique, just get in the way, just make just a touch. And that's what he did, and it really sprung Schwarr to the outside. Great job.
First and goal at the 2 for Elder. They lead 20-7 with 3:06 to go. Chris Schwarr in a direct snap, and now Upper Arlington has to waste a timeout. Well, let's see what they had a extra defender. They call a timeout. We'll do the same. 3:01 left to go. Elder leads 20-7. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
The latest and greatest designs in Elder Spirit wear can be found at the Elder Spirit store, located at the Donahoe Center in the front of the pit. Purple and white is all.
Okay, I'm going to keep coming back to you after only one spot here till we're done with the game.
All right.
Coming back cold in about 14 seconds.
Best of all, the proceeds benefit the men of Elder. The Spirit store is open school days from 10:30 to 1 p.m., Tuesday evenings now through Christmas from 6 to 8.
5.
On game.
Welcome back to the pit on a picture-perfect night on the west side of Cincinnati, and Elder has contributed to the delightful evening as well by leading Upper Arlington 20-7 with 3 minutes and 1 second left in regulation and looking for more. First and goal at the 2-yard line with 3:01 to go. Chris Schwarr in a direct snap with Tanner Ramsey as the fullback. Schwarr up the middle, and he's looking for the goal line but turned away. He has stood up right at the 1-yard line. So second and goal from the 1.
That's really the first time he was stopped on the line of scrimmage tonight, John.
He's looking for his 3rd touchdown. Of course, he had 25 of them last year, and he has 3 thus far this year.
Clock rolls. Will be under 2:30 with the snap of this ball, almost 2:25 at the snap of the ball.
So Peyton Ramsey, a sophomore, and he did fumble and have it returned for a touchdown last week. He threw a pick 6, but this kid obviously has some poise. The coach's son, one of 2 in the starting lineup. Tanner Ramsey, the senior, doing yeoman's work for Chris Schwarr. And Tanner Ramsey is on the spot here. Second and goal from the 1. He'll block for Schwarr. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Elder. Chris Schwarr's 3rd touchdown of the night. And Elder on its way to a 2-0 start. They lead 26-7 with 2:09 to go.
Well, the Panthers are definitely putting the hurt on the Bears tonight. The biggest thing here is definitely yardage by Chris Schwarr. It's phenomenal. I'm going to check it as fast as I can here at the break.
Matt Murray, who missed his last PAT attempt, will get this one. On a better snap, he makes it 27-7. Elder leads with 2 minutes and 9 seconds left. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
La Rosa's proudly supports high school sports. Whether you're fueling up before the game or celebrating afterwards, hang out at La Rosa's for great pizza, wings, hoagies, and more. Dine in or 513-347-1111 for pickup, or we'll deliver wherever you are within our delivery area. Order online at larosas.com.
Go.
Welcome back to the pit along with Sean O'Connor. I'm John Kirtley, the McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week on the Prep Sports Radio Network, presented by the Holy Grail and Cincinnati Sports Medicine. Stay tuned for La Rosa's Pizza Prep Sports Radio Game Night, live from La Rosa's Pizza on Boudreaux Avenue. Elder leads 27-7 with 2 minutes and 9 seconds left. Chris Schwarr, a 1-yard touchdown run, his 3rd touchdown of the night. And Elder about to go 2-0 and send Upper Arlington to an 0-2 start. Matt Murray's kickoff is away. It's through the arms of Nick Blazek at the 1. It rolls into the end zone for a touchback. And Upper Arlington, which is yet to crack 100 yards total offense, back on the attack. And what a weekend it is for the if you're a football fan or a sports fan in general, a spectacular week and weekend as the Cincinnati Reds polished off the St. Louis Cardinals 3 out of 4 last night. Elder tonight, the University of Cincinnati, Notre Dame, or whoever your favorite college team is, in action tomorrow. And then the Cincinnati Bengals kick off their season on Sunday. 1st and 10 for quarterback Kyle Caparos, and he overshoots his man Harrison Heath at the 40-yard line. A 20-yard throw, incomplete.
206 yardage for Chris Shore tonight.
206 after 184, and my public school math tells me that's 390 yards in 2 weeks. So Shore is off to a good start. And Sean, we see we see a couple new numbers out there, but the Elder defense is the name of the game tonight.
Oh, without a doubt. The offensive line did a great job, but this defensive line and the linebackers are doing a phenomenal job.
All right. Kyle Caparos on 2nd and 10 from the 20, hands to Chris Fry, and Fry with his biggest run of the night. This one will go over the 30, down to the 35. We're under 2 minutes to go. The clock will stop on a 15-yard run by Chris Fry, and he's hurt again.
Yeah, he twisted that knee earlier in the third quarter, and he's definitely coming out. He may not be back the rest of the night, but again, this defense looking for a shutout, John. That'd be 2 straight games not putting points on the board, and it's very important mentally going into your third game saying, hey, let's make it another game. Let's make it another game. You really, really gel as a defensive unit when that happens.
1st and 10, Upper Arlington at their own 36. 1.5 minutes left. Kyle Caparos to throw. Pump fakes. He's in deep trouble. Langerich has him, but Applegate, no, that's Joe Schwarr mopping up the mess. He drops Caparos for a sack. A loss, actually gained a little bit on the play. It's 2nd down and 8. Minute 18 left.
Yeah, Joe did an excellent job. He was tired of hearing Chris's name all night. So.
It is unbelievable, the siblings on this team making an impact. The Shores on offensive defense, and then Peyton Ramsey and Tanner Ramsey in the backfield for Elder. And they'll hand off, and this time it's Lewis Hughes, and he finds nowhere to go. He's turned back at the line of scrimmage. And it's Dustin Applegate and Tony Mazza on the stop. Joe Schwarr also on the stop. 45 seconds to go. Elder salting this one away. They lead 27-7. Upper Arlington. 3rd and 10 from the 36-yard line. 30 seconds to go, and the Bears will run one more play, and Elder can rest on its 2-0 start, hosting Francis Howell a week from tonight at the pit, 7 o'clock kickoff. Last snap of the game, Elder leads 27-7. Sean O'Connor heads down to the sidelines to try to catch up with Doug Ramsey. Kyle Caparos will take the snap with 8 seconds to go. He'll hand to Lewis Hughes, breaks a tackle, runs it to the 44, 8-yard gain, and that's it. Final score tonight from the pit. Elder begins their home schedule with a win, 27-7 over the Upper Arlington Golden Bears of Columbus. The Chris Schwarr show in full effect on offense, and for the second consecutive week, the Elder defense does not allow a point. Final score 27-7. We'll be back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Bill Cunningham here, the Great American. For Robert
Hey,
Jones
Kevin, play that
Plumbing.
Cooper Electric
Open
open when you come back.
Yeah.
And business
I'm assuming he's going to go take one because I'll have him here in a second.
2230.
Who?
That's 513-353-2230.
Ramsey.
Or visit them on the web at robertjonesplumbing.com. Robert Jones Plumbing, complete plumbing services. I use them and you should too. Robert Jones Plumbing, the best in the business. Your complete plumbing contractor is Robert Jones Plumbing.
Hi, this is Dr. Matt Bozeman with Cincinnati Sports Medicine. We're proud to support Elder football.
Tell Kevin, come on.
All right, bring it back when you can.
Turn to someone you can trust. For your sports medicine needs from the simple to the complex, visit us at our office in Arlington.
You got 10 seconds.
Convenient locations. 513-345.
Welcome back to the pit, down to the sidelines, and our Sean O'Connor with the head coach of the Elder Panthers, Doug Ramsey. Sean?
Doug defense did another great job tonight, stopping them to less than 100 yards. Offensively, almost 300 yards tonight. but over 200 yards by your running game. What do you think you're going to have to improve for next week?
We just got to quit making mistakes. You know, we're playing young guys in a lot of positions. You know, quarterback now is a sophomore. You had the injury of Nick Peters. We got a tackle that's a sophomore. You know, so we're kind of growing into this. It's a little frustrating. I mean, we do good things. It's not like, oh my gosh, gloom and doom, but we just make enough mistakes that, you know, that just stop drives. You know, like the fumble for a touchdown. You know, we you know, they didn't really blitz. We make an out call to that side. We're supposed to slide out and pick everybody up, and we don't do that. You know, and it was a bad snap on the play as well, which slowed things down. So things like that we're doing, we got to stop. We're not good enough to make as many mistakes as we do. We can run the ball. You know, we know that. You know, Andrew Sportsman not playing this week was a factor as well. You know, the dynamic game he had last week, so hopefully he'll be back next week, which will be a big advantage. You know, we just got to get back to being healthy. You know, we'll have a quarterback with a full week of all the reps, you know, and we just got to get ready to go, just eliminate mistakes. But it's 2 weeks in a row no one scored on our defense.
Leadership on the offensive side of the ball, you mentioned at the quarterback position. The reps, does that gain confidence in the offense?
I think so. And I think our leader on offense is Chris Shore anyway. I mean, our quarterback doesn't necessarily have to be the leader. You know, he's just going to be the guy that doesn't make mistakes, you know, and I think as the year goes on, we'll get better at that position and we'll be fine. I think just right now it's just going to be some growing pains, but as long as we can play defense the way we're playing, I think by the end of the year, you know, or even if we get into the middle of the season, we'll get our offense rolling.
Next week, looking forward, just a little quick synopsis of what's this team bringing to the table next week for you?
They'll be good. They'll have they got a quarterback I hear that's really good. It's a kid that didn't play last year, had a knee injury, throws the ball around really well, very aggressive on defense. It will be definitely a big challenge for us.
All right, Doug, thanks a lot. Appreciate it again. Head coach Doug Ramsey, and John, as you heard it, if you don't have your tickets in hand for next week's football game, might want to buy them soon. Back up to you.
Great job, Sean O'Connor, catching up with Doug Ramsey. The final score 27-7, and the team that Doug Ramsey and Sean were alluding to is Francis Howell, a team from St. Louis that will be making the 6 to 7 hour drive from the Show Me State all the way here on Friday night. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff on the Prep Sports Radio Network. Or excuse me, 7 o'clock kickoff at the pit, at 6:30 airtime here on the Prep Sports Radio Network. So be there in the pit or listen online or over the air on Sacred Heart Radio, ehsports.com. The final score tonight, 27-7, Elder over Upper Arlington. Our Cooper Electric Elder star of the game goes to Chris Collins, the 6'1", 205-pound senior linebacker with a great special teams tackle, and then on the very next play, a tackle for loss. Chris Collins standing in for that stout Elder defense and representing them tonight. Our Cooper Electric star of the game, Elder grad and Cooper Electric president Greg Highland pledges to meet your demands for quality, value, and service. Cooper Electric, 513-271-5000. 27-7 the final tonight, Elder over Upper Arlington. Coming up now, it's Prep Sports Radio Game Night, live from La Rosa's Pizza on Boudinot Avenue. Stay tuned. For Sean O'Connor and Kevin Kenny, I'm John Kirtley. We'll see you next week on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
You really?
Talk to you next week.
See you, Kev.